Okay. Let us get set up. There we go. Alright. Alright, and that's horrible. I'm horrible at accents. I should not even bother. Okay, welcome. This is going to take a little bit of figuring out just because I've actually never streamed Helldivers 2 before. Which is kind of funny because still primarily Helldivers 2 channel. It's just I started streaming when the game was not doing too hot. But I gotta pull up my phone and find my own stream and I'll do all that nonsense. There we go. Hello everybody, still just getting set up. Gotta make sure to actually put it on fucking live chat instead of top messages. It's so stupid. For all messages, okay. I don't have enough viewers to filter people out, okay? YouTube, you gotta relax. Plus, I don't even know how it decides what's a top view, what's a top comment, you know? It just arbitrarily decides who gets to speak or not. But, okay. Hello, Wolf Warrior 1, how are you doing? Is sound level good and everything? Oh, I actually might need to switch my audio tracks. No, we should be good. Game audio should be playing. What is up, Chris? Let me know if the sound and everything is good. I mean, we're not going to be able to tell until we actually get to the gameplay. Right now we're just setting up. I'm gonna wait for a couple people to filter in. And probably gonna play primarily Helldivers 2 today. I don't know. If I get tilted, we'll switch to Darktide. Because I still do want to play Darktide and make Darktide content. Even if Helldivers 2 is doing better, I really do not want to be boxed into a single game. Just because, you know, past couple months have been very sobering, being like, oh yeah, Arrowhead could just absolutely fucking ruin my channel pretty much overnight if they felt like it. So having multiple options is not a bad idea, I think. I kind of want to go on Best Queen A. It's probably Best Keen, but I'm going to call it Best Queen A just for that FRV, that flame FRV. But we might do a couple quick match on Sangus as well, just to see what the flame FRV is like. Do I play with fans? I've not streamed this game before. I've been meaning to do fan games for a while, but I keep putting it off just because it's like I'm already like at mental capacity doing streams, so handling fan games on top of that. But wait, this game's easy for fan games. Isn't there a friend code or something like that I can share and you guys can just join? Let's do that later. Let's just play a match. But I would be open for that to mess around with the flame FRV especially. We can do some mindless masses real quick. I do want to use the lumber a little bit, but I don't want to do... Oh, you guys get to see my mission selection process. I've never actually showed that. I avoid the missions I don't like. It's that simple. With the enemy seeds I don't like. So like this one, I don't really like the Reach View Recon Craft intel because you're kind of just like walking around unable to use your primary for a lot of the mission. That kind of sucks. So I'm going to do the ICBM one instead. Even though usually the ICBM mission has terrible enemy seeds on the other factions. It's like War Striders and Bile Spewers, so you know, fuck that. But on the squids, it makes no difference. Hello, Cubo Thing. 1 a.m. Yeah, I do streams at 2 p.m. on Sundays as well, or at least I try to, like 2 to 3 p.m. to try and catch more time zones. I wonder if it would be possible to convince Arrowhead to make primary weapons feel productive on difficulty 10. I think I've wanted to make a video for that on a while, and I think instead of productive, it's to give every weapon a useful niche, so that even if it can't deal with all the enemies by itself, it can at least contribute in an interesting and meaningful way. So like when I think a useful niche, I think something like the Liberator Concussive. I know it's not a huge like fan favorite, but like the Liberator Concussive, or something like the Torture, or something like things like that aren't just shoot bullet, do damage, kill enemy. Because if that's all primaries are, they have to be good at shoot bullet, do damage, kill enemy. And it seems like Arrowhead doesn't want them to be very often. FRV range on the flamethrower, or flamethrower range on the FRV is a bit short. I've not used the flamethrower FRV much. Probably, it seems like a weird weapon to put on FRV, but it seems also kind of fun. Recon craft intel, yeah, it's a fast mission to speedrun. I just don't like playing it that much. Yeah, I'll probably try. I'll push myself and do a fan mission later, or a couple maybe even, because I do want to use the FRV. But right now I do want to use the supply FRV and the lumber a bit. So I mean, this is mindless masses. I'm going to take the autocannon, right? Just because, I mean, the cremator is really good, but I like the autocannon because it lets you fight those long-range harvesters, and that's a pretty big deal. I'm going to take the lumber. I do like the strafing run on this faction, and I'm just not happy with the sentries still, even now. Not on mindless masses where harvesters can just instantly kill all of them. So I'm just going to double up on red stratagems and take a gas strike, methinks. Of course, vitality enhancement. Primary, I'm going back to the coyote. The Scorcher, it's great against the squids. It was not doing good against the flying little shitheads, which are quite a problem. Actually, low-key, maybe the suppressor, because there's so many snitches on mindless masses, and this is really going to help out with not being caught by them. Let's do suppressor just for fun. CRISPR, thermite, yeah, this seems good. Let's run it. If next update is good, it's going to break the cycle. If we're so back, it's so over. I don't know. I think I need 3 consistently good updates before I can, like, really be confident in Arrowhead's abilities. Because right now, sure, it's a good patch, but we have to see if it's a good patch because Arrowhead has actually meaningfully changed their philosophies, or if it's a good patch because they feel like they were forced to do it because player base is dropping, right? I mean, I know which one I would bet my money on, but I don't want to be a doomer either. So we will have to see. Flame FRV. It does have extra armor and battering spikes. I wasn't sure if those were cosmetic or not. Those actually do something? That's cool. Okay, let us snipe this guy. So for this outpost, let's lumber our way in there, I think. Might be a good investment of a mech. Okay, so this is a pretty hectic sub-faction, so I'm probably not going to do a great job at reading chat. Unfortunately, especially because more people are showing up than my other streams, just because the Helldivers 2 audience, I assume. It's the supply FRV is awesome, sure, but I don't know. It's like, you can't just do a good patch every so often and then call it a day. It has to be, like, consistent. Okay, so this, I actually don't know what the best way to kill you guys is with the lumberer. I'm guessing the anti-tank cannon, both of them probably do just fine. So I still think the Patriot is better against this faction than the lumberer is. I think the lumberer is mainly like it's mainly a bug mech because flamethrowers are really good on the bugs, and so is the anti-tank gun. But not having a way to break shields on the squids is actually pretty significant. Because, like, look at how many anti-tank shells it takes me to take out a single ship, right? I guess I could probably soften them up with the flamethrower, but I don't know how much damage the flamethrower actually does to shields on the ships. I know it goes through most shields, so I don't think it's going to be the best option ever. The flame FRV's extra armor and battering spikes do something currently unconfirmed. I mean, the extra armor is probably just going to be like extra health, right, if I had to guess. But the battering spike, maybe it works like the okay, yeah, that's like useless. It works like the spikes on the automaton tanks, which kind of just have like a damage field around them. Oh, this was a light outpost. I thought this was a heavy outpost. But you see what I mean when I say this faction is a complete clusterfuck when you're solo? It's like just absolute sensory overload and brain rot. Okay, we got everything we could out of that mech, I think. Let's make a hasty exit. With the supply FRV whose code I've not yet memorized. Oh, my fucking phone is blocking my health bar. I gotta get a better system. I have looked into extensions that actually no, let's gas strike right there. That's gonna buy us more time. I've looked into extensions that show the chat like as an overlay, I should probably look into those if I'm not. Don't you do it. Okay. Well, it got onto the ground, so I can't complain. But let's get the fuck out of here, I think. And we can do that outpost later. People keep telling... Please? People keep telling me to use... Okay, this is going to be a little... This one's my fault. This one's not the FRV. To use the first gear on the FRV, and that makes it... Bro, you can't be serious. What am I, like a 90-year-old woman? I'm not fucking driving. I'm not driving up first gear. That shit's so slow. That's embarrassing to be driving on that. I'd rather crash like a fucking man. Alright. Lumber also takes a lot of damage. Oh, it takes damage from the fire. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but, you know, learning your lesson from the Flame Sentry about how things that shoot fire should not take damage from their own fire would be probably the correct move. Do I need anything from here? Not really. Okay. I do just want to go up there and deal with that stuff because I don't think I'm going to be back in that area. Mindless Masses was just faultless plus flesh mob spam. I agree with you 100%. The way I would have designed this faction is flipping my FRV every 2 seconds. Is make it so that snitches don't even spawn, right? It's just voteless and flesh mobs just spawning constantly as like a constant stream of enemies. And I feel like that would make the faction a lot more unique. The Flamer FRV, I've not used the Flamer FRV very much. If it's got like up armor on it, I would not be surprised if Arrowhead made it slower because, you know, more realism. You know how they are. So that would actually be very much on track. I'd be kind of surprised if they didn't make it slower if it had extra armor. This one might also be slower than the normal FRV because it's got all those supplies in the back. Is that why I brought the AC? I forget what I did with the AC. I brought the AC because it can absolutely fucking obliterate flesh mobs. Oh, I flipped the FRV. No, you can use any explosive for that. The AC is actually pretty good because the explosion's pretty weak. But I think the best one I've heard of is the... whatever the fucking plasma pistol's called. The Loyalist. Because that one does almost no damage and it flips the FRV super, super effectively. Okay, that's... I still love that you can resupply that from the pool of supplies it has. That is such a good detail. It's not like super impactful because it's a weak turret, but it's still just like a cool thing. Yeah, the autocannon is pretty good for that, but you could really use any explosive source and it would do okay. I don't want you to exist for any longer. And see, it's like already out of ammo, just fighting a couple voteless. If you're solo, I still think it's like worth doing. I'll still do it just because I think it's cool, but in terms of actual like sweaty efficiency, probably not. Yeah, now we're starting the spam. You know, it doesn't really feel like it's that much more voteless than like a normal mission. I just want to open this and get my super credits, man. I'm not a propaganda commander. I fucking need him. Okay. Please, absolutely, let's not do that. And let's keep moving. Flamethrower FRV has a depth explosion comparable to Hell Bomb? Shit, that's cool. Oh, is the demo force enough to take out like monoliths and jammers? Because if so, that's a fucking extremely cool. That alone might be enough to make me believe Arrowhead might be like changing their tune a little bit, because that's like switch back to the SC, because that's like something Arrowhead like would absolutely not go for under the old philosophy. That would be too OP. I think they're too traumatized by the whole ultimatum business, which is kind of a little fair. I do think the 50 Demo Force ultimatum was one of the very few like truly OP things we've had in this game. Okay, we don't have a good angle, so let's go. I also can't see how many grenades I have. This is such a boof setup. I gotta find something better. Maybe straight up if I just put it at the bottom right of my screen. There. That feels weird, but we should be good. Voltless trying to operate... Oh, Plus the mini-map, there's no winning. Voteless, I think a voteless variant, that's like a Thief Trooper or like a Helldiver that like fires, like very inaccurately, kind of like an infested Marine StarCraft style, like fires weapons would be pretty cool. I think that'd be an interesting addition. Okay, I gotta find a way in this way. The damage fall off is much more significant. Alright, well, we'll go try that next mission, because, if it does actually... Really? Okay. If it does do enough demo for us to actually take out objectives, that would be so cool. Cannot make you play the mandatory content. Hey, man, I'm only playing Mindless Masses for the FRVs. I don't like the sub-faction. Especially not solo, but also not in teams. This is not a fun sub-faction. If you ask me. Okay. Let's do a drive-by. I do love doing the drive-by with the autocannon, because you can also reload it like this. And you have a little bit of cover, so this is not the worst strategy. Definitely better with a... Well, debatably better with a driver, because the driver could also cause you to fuck up your shots. Don't like that. I think low-key, we reload that, and then we abandon it for now, because I think we're going to have another one pretty soon. And I would like to escape to the high ground. Please. There's got to be better targets than whatever the fuck you're shooting that way, FRV, but you do you. Okay, you I despise with every fiber of my being, so I'm going to punch you a couple times. Really? I mean, I'm okay with bullying you like this, but Jesus Christ, that guy's fucking... That guy's tough. Okay, now where are the enemies? They seem concentrated that away. So I think the gas is going to do some good work for us. Can you deactivate the FRV turret? I don't think you can. I've only seen an option to reload it. Which that would be kind of good if you could deactivate it, actually, if you're trying to be stealthier. But, I mean, it runs out of ammo in like 2 seconds. So, you know... you don't really need to deactivate it most of the time. It will do that. You just have to give it like 2 voteless and then it's there. The turret's not very good. It's just cool, I think. Which, I thought there would be a platform there. No, that was a tactical maneuver to go after this Crescent Overseer. I think you could also just straight up shoot the turret if it's like actively fucking up your stealth game. Which might not be the worst idea. I also really like this little bar here showing you how many resupplies you get. I think that's such a good detail. Okay, but the sentry's being a bitch right now, unfortunately for me. Let's get you on fire. He was already wounded from something. And hopefully we can actually make our way back up to the high ground. Ah, fuck it. You can call in your guys. I think we'll be done with the objective by the time they get here. Really, I just want you to stop shining your stupid fucking flashlight in my eyes. Thank you. That is not something I enjoy extensively that way. But I think that'll stun him. Oh! I saw the shadow of him just standing right behind me. Loki scared the shit out of me. I'm still scared of that harvester. I really should be taking him out, but I want to do the objective. Before I get pushed off this position, because I'm not sure I can come back up here. Stems, please. Let's break some ankles. Okay, okay. That guy's one of the fast footless, so I cannot break his ankles. And let's go this way now. Gas. I think we do have another FRV available now in 10 seconds. I have to refill the turret on the side back. Yeah, I should have. I think I mentioned that in the video I did, but not everybody's seen it. But yeah, it is like you go to the side of that little like cargo container, and there's a refill button. I'll show it to you guys in a second. It's actually a pretty good way for people to ask me questions. I didn't even think about that. Stealth F4B would be really cool. I mean, with stratagem modifiers, like the first game, or stratagem modification, like, it'd be very fun if you could replace the Liberator with like, a suppressor on the supply FRB turret. Alas, it's probably never gonna happen. Oh, thank you, Martin. That's, I'm glad to be back. I never really, like, wanted to leave. Oh, yeah, let me show you the, there's a little, like, button right here. It's grayed out right now because the turret is full ammo. But you press it on either one of these sides and it eats up an ammo supply pack and reloads this. It's not a great return on investment, but if you're not going to use all the supply packs because you're, like, solo, it's still pretty decent. It's just an extra gun shooting enemies, which is never a bad thing. Ow. Still not the greatest at driving that. And I'm sorry. I know first gear probably is just better, but never. It's too slow. If I got an FRV, I'd rather crash and go fast than just go slow and not crash. Alright, gas strike on the objective should be more than good enough. That's why gas strike is really solid, by the way, or one of the reasons why gas strike is really solid. You guys did not see that side objective, and neither did I. Fuck Sieve Artillery. Test 110mm rocket pods. I actually have really bad news for you, sad lad. I will use them next mission. I have bad news. I already did test them. Still really bad against harvesters. But we can go on the other fronts and see how they operate over there. But on harvesters, I used like maybe 6 throughout the entire mission, and not a single one actually killed the harvester, and it felt like they weren't even really doing that much damage. Which is pretty unpleasant and unfortunate. Okay, first harvester kill of the match, because he is in my way. Here we go. Another reason why it's not the best at killing harvesters. It's okay at it. Like the laser cannon and HMG are still better at that, but those are both much worse against flesh mobs. Like let me show you how quick the auto cannon puts down flesh mob on not in full auto, and he's also dodging my attacks, but he's dead. Not a perfect showcase, but you saw him. Yeah, artillery, it's just always a fucking pain in the ass, like, when you're solo, but on mindless masses, it's like the biggest pain in the ass imaginable. Okay, that's a lot of bozos. So I am thinking... Okay, don't stagger him that... Don't stagger him into cover, please. That's just not conducive to what I would like. Maybe I should be shooting his other leg, but I've already committed to this one. There we go. Oh, I hope I didn't call the strafing run on my... exactly right on top of my FRV, did I? I absolutely did, but I think he tanked it. So, FRVs, honestly, in a really weird roundabout way, the durable changes, I feel like, buffed all our stuff, except in placements, fucking placements, I guess, buffed all our stuff to our attacks. Oh, the tire's broken. Okay, this one's washed. Like, it is harder to kill our own vehicles with our attacks, so in a weird way, it is kind of a Helldiver nerf, if there's ever Helldiver PvP, which, you know, there won't be, but it's kind of funny to view it from that frame of reference. Really, I disagree with the amount of damage that did, but I also have no say in the matter. But see, that's why you extra your padding. Eagle 10 rocket pods feels a lot of the same. I feel like maybe it might be better against specifically chargers, because I think chargers are pretty vulnerable to explosive anti-tank damage. So we might do a bug game after this, because I'm not really getting great use out of the whatchamacallit, the lumber anyway. I mean, that's on me. I'm just not using it because limited charges, you know, make it unappealing to waste them. Even if wasting them would be more fun than just not using them. I definitely am the kind of person that, like, saves consumables until like, after the final boss. So that's maybe why I particularly hate limited stratagems. Even though they are good. I think it's just not a fun balancing lever. And it's like, there's so many balancing levers you can use. That's easily one of the worst ones. I wish we could throw the SA artillery cells like platinum bars. I agree, but only if there was like a 0.01% chance the shell would just explode. I think that would be, if the chance was actually really low, that would be pretty funny. I mean, like, I know there's probably enough lol random deaths, but that, I think the lol random deaths can be okay. They just have to be used extremely sparingly. It's when they become like a frequent occurrence that they are really annoying. I think let's use the lumber. I also think, I'm not sure about this, but it seems like enemies do not aggro to empty vehicles anymore, which is a weird thing to have hidden, because that just seems like a really popular change you could have done and told people and they would have loved it. But hey, at least it's better. Or maybe their aggro priority is down so they don't get attacked as much, because it used to be like they would just go straight for your mech even if you were right there, and it would die if you were not immediately in it. 110mm rocket pods can kill normal and spore chargers with one run. It took 2 for the behemoth chargers. Okay. I mean, I guess that makes it a little bit better on lower difficulties. Or if there was a spore burst, or not spore burst, god. Never again. If there was a bile spewer sub-factions, which would also kind of be ass when I think about it, but I would rather they be contained, that would probably be pretty good. Because I assume they would have a lot of chargers, spore chargers specifically. But honestly, the best way to fix spore chargers is just remove them from the game. I don't like them. That's before buffs. Okay. Mechs target. Like, see, look, there's a bunch of voteless right there. They're just walking right past the mech to go to me. So this is like what leads me to believe that a lot of the hidden changes, definitely not all of them, some of them are malicious, I think, or maybe not malicious, but in bad faith. But I think a lot of them come from just like bad documentation, because this is just like a wholeheartedly positive thing that this doesn't happen anymore, and it's just not mentioned, and it's weird, right? Yeah, let's do a bug run after this one. Came up with a loadout to counteract heavies on D10, jetpack, silo, leveler, rail cannon, ultimatum, and giganade. 5 possible means to kill a bile titan, 3 guaranteed. Yeah, that seems like a fun loadout. I'm a big proponent of the jump pack. I think it's a really, really strong stratagem, even if you don't run dive too much. But having the option to easily run dive, of course, is very strong. Because, you know, run diving is meta. It's much to my chagrin. That's a lot of bozos. This might be kind of ass to complete. I'm actually completely okay with just ditching the mission if this becomes really annoying. Because this one by yourself can be a kind of a nuisance. Okay. You guys, I would prefer if you were on fire and not attacking me, or my little civilians. Let's get in the lumber a little bit. I love that the mechs can stagger now. It's just yet another way to rip control away from the player that we really needed. Let's put it up here. Spore charges will be removed when they add more fog to the game. I think that's how they're going to add more fog to the game, is more enemies that generate fog. If we've seen anything from the Spore Burst Titan. Okay, this might be terrible, I think. I already don't love this objective. It just takes too long. Shadow of its former self. Extract Scientist. I mean, Extract Scientist was like complete horseshit, but... Oh, those are... Not faultless. Good thing the flamethrower is still a little janky. I don't know what it is about this flamethrower. It just, like, feels like it doesn't do much sometimes. Like, it's really good at setting the ground on fire, which is useful, but at the same time, it still feels like some enemies can just, like, walk straight through the beam and not take much, if any, damage. Oh, hello. Let's get inside your shield and give you the business. That's a pretty cool way of taking out a harvester, actually. Not to pat myself on the back, but going inside their shield to shoot them with the anti-tank cannon. I've not tried that until right now, but that worked pretty well. Because their zap attack is not scary to vehicles at all. Like, once you're in close ranges with the harvesters, like, you can absolutely obliterate them with just about any mech. Okay. Wow, the flamethrower, like, has no lasting power. I didn't realize how ammo inefficient the lumberer is, even when it's working. God damn. It's kind of tragic. What's up, Fig? Yeah, I'll call you Fig, just for the sake of safety. I feel like I could very easily call you something else. I mean, that's the intention, but we're chilling. We're playing Helldivers 2. It's good to be back. I hope we can be back for a while, and I hope we can be hopefully back forever. But you know, we've played these games before. More unique ways to kill enemies, actually so true. I think one of the coolest things about this game is how much creativity you can express while trying to... That guy just... Oh no, he just unrendered because I was not looking at him. Like, cool, interesting way to kill enemies. And I think Arrowhead kind of realizes that a little bit with, like, what they've done with, like, the Vox engine, right? And, to a lesser degree, like, the appropriators as well, even though it didn't really work on the Vox engine. Oh, you did not break the box from under me. Yeah, see, this is the amount of voteless, like, you should be seeing in, Mindless Masses. But when you're in a team, you don't see any, which is, it's just weird. Okay, I really do not like your existence. Supply FRV just to use it as a turret / supply, actually kind of chill. Okay. I don't like how many enemies are coming my way. This might be kind of a nightmare. We lived? Oh, we might not live for much longer. Yeah, see, now he's going after the mech. Okay. So what it seems like they changed... What it seems like they changed is the mech, or vehicles in general, are not aggroable until you've gotten in them and gotten out of them. That seems to be how that works, which is kind of a little strange, but, you know, it's definitely better than it was before. Hard cap on Vox engines, and apparently I misread the turn radius thing. I should reply to that comment. I've been pretty bad about replying to comments recently, but apparently I misread that change, and that is actually their horizontal turn, so they can't turn and cover their own vent anymore, which is a really, really good change. Because the fact that they could do that before really made them made that weak point not the best. Okay, let's kneecap some of these guys. Somehow I hit no civilians through that. Those guys should, I would say they should buy lottery tickets, but maybe not after what they just walked through. Okay, maybe I should buy a lottery ticket because I didn't hit any of those guys. Lots of stupid bozos. I should have brought like at least one sentry, I think. This would have made this so much easier. I didn't really think about the mission type when I made the loadout, which was definitely my mistake. I absolutely do not need reinforcements if this is what it looks like without any reinforcements. Okay, let's use our thermites. I think one of those didn't stick, but the other did. Oh, thank God for that reload rate buff that let me get the reload just in time. God, this sub-faction is so nuts. Look at this bullshit. This sub-faction is so crazy when you're solo. What is up with it? Okay, I really need some emotional support right now. Supply FRV. I can think of no better machine or man. Nope, that's reinforcement wave when we were already getting overwhelmed. Yeah, this mission, sentries do make it a lot better, but it is pretty ass. I think it's pretty ass across the board, but it's like especially kind of ass solo. It's just not a very engaging mission. Okay. I mean, we're just kill farming at this point anyway, which is pretty fun. I don't hate it. I think this faction is decently fun to fight if you're like properly kitted for it and they're actually like spawning enemies. You know, because like fighting Voteless is fine, fighting flesh mobs is fine if you have like an autocannon style weapon that can kill them pretty quickly. It sucks if you don't, but if you do, they're not that bad. They seem to clip a lot less since the changes. They still clip a little, but much less. So, you know, it's an improvement. Please. Okay, bro is fucking moving in unpredictable ways and doing flips on me. Alright, let's rage bait him a little bit. And he died of cringe. Okay. Really, we're one civilian short. God damn. Laser sentry? I wish I liked the laser sentry. Because I love the lasers in this game, but it just doesn't do any damage. And it just blows up for no reason. It's such an arrowhead stratagem. Like, through and through. Dagger over Crisper? Usually I like the dagger better against the squids, but not against the sub-faction. Because the Crisper, you can use it against flesh mobs in a pinch. And you can't really do that with the dagger. It just doesn't do enough direct DPS. Well, the Crisper actually does do a lot of direct DPS to flesh mobs. It can kill them in like 3/4 of a tank, which is really good for a sidearm, considering how tanky those guys are. Cremator will be popping up. The Cremator's really good against this faction, but not solo, I don't think. Because you got to get too close to Harvesters, and sometimes there's just like a Harvester that's 100 meters away, and she's just ruining your life. And you just gotta have something to deal with them, and it's the autocannon. Or maybe you could even just use like the Wasp, but I haven't been loving the Wasp too much recently. It's not reliable enough. Even if it is pretty cool. I do like lock-on weapons in theory. I think this is a time to do some lumbering. Getting protected by the shield's kind of big brain. I gotta give him credit for that. Let's get your shield gone before you come back. You gotta master that APHE mode switch. This might be... Is this cover? This is cover. Inside the mag. Okay, except I missed. Not bad. So the mech is actually a pretty good way to extract as a solo player, because it is a temporary burst of power and survivability, which are two things you need when extracting. I hit it after fucking reinforced, god damn it, but I did hit it at least. Sterilizer wind change is so funny. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I don't even... Wind, like, straight up should not even be in this game. I'm sorry. That's, like, the most, like, out-of-place milsim shit possible. Because it's not something you have the mental bandwidth or even the way to determine as you're playing. It just kind of exists to fuck you over every so often. And I don't think that's good game design. I mean, I'm sure some would disagree with me on that. But I don't think it adds any depth or complexity or decision-making. It's just kind of like, oh... like the wind's facing the wrong way shit kind of moment. Guess I gotta move it a little bit, or guess I'm gonna take a little bit of self damage without any real like interest or challenge. Unlock the Crisper. The Crisper is actually really good. I think it was the best flamethrower up until the what do you call it, Cremator was added, just because it's so convenient to put in your secondary slot, and it does just so much work for you if you spread the ground fire effectively. Ooh, he broke your shield. That guy's a bad friend. He might be a bad friend to me too. I do love being purple. All right. Yeah, the durability changes on the max have made a big difference against things like Footless. Like, I would be having such a field day right now with the breakthrough and just meleeing like crazy. But of course, you still are at a pretty big threat from the heavy units and from overseers as well. So that guy, I do want to take him out. Same with you. Fucked up that they can survive a shot from the anti-tank gun. They're stupid ablative armor, but it is what it is. Okay, the Pelican is here, but getting into the Pelican might be a tall ask. I think gas plus whatever bullshit I have on hand might be enough to just buy me an opening, I think. Please, please, please. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Stim, and we're home. Hey, I think I did that deathless too. Not bad. Good patch. I hope this was the norm and not the exception. I'll enjoy this while I can. Expect them slowly nerfing. Yeah. I also wish this was the norm. I don't want to be a doomer and be like, they're just going to revert it. I mean, like, if I were to bet money on it, that is what I would bet on, is that they do fuck up the patch later. But I'd rather not be a doomer. Let's see. Let's give them not even the benefit of the doubt. I'm just going to play while it's fun, and if it stops being fun, I'll stop playing. That's it. I think that's the only way to approach a game with this kind of development cycle, unfortunately. The breakthrough a few times, and it's unstoppable against mindless masses. I like the breakthrough a lot. It's my favorite mech because it feels like a mech actually made to fight enemies instead of a mech made to dance around and do objectives. And I think it's more fun to fight enemies than to do objectives. Yeah, ablative armor should absolutely be overpenable. I agree, Real Merlin. I think that would be good. You love the Stoker? Yeah. If you like the Stoker, you will probably like the Crisper. I mean, the secondary slot is super, super, super competitive, right? But the Crisper, I think, is one of the reasons why it's so competitive. It's a really solid shaft gear tool. Damn, 6 kills off. Sad. But I'll take a 0 death mission on my first stream. That is more than okay. Wish we got more weapon changes, since I still find most shotguns to be underwhelming. That I will agree with you upon. I think the shotguns in this game feel pretty ass. Even if they're not strictly bad, I don't think they succeed the shotgun fantasy. But somebody asked me to test the 110mm rocket pods, and I would like to test them against chargers. Oh, come on, the Spore Burst strain on the Crimsica biome? That's sad. Crimsica is liberated. Is there a good biome available for the bugs? Or do I have to play on some stupid bullshit? Too dark, too foggy, too dark and too foggy, too foggy, Spore Burst, too foggy, too many plants. Okay. Well, fuck. What do I think about the Lumper? I don't know. I think it still feels kind of whack. Like, the Flamethrower hitbox still feels a little weird, and I still think the Flamethrower just does not feel as strong as it should for the mech variant. I think it was weird to give this thing the Flame Sentry Flamethrower instead of, like, the Cremator Flamethrower or the Support Weapon Flamethrower, because both of those would feel much stronger than the mech weapon, and I don't think the mech-mounted weapon should feel weaker than... Oh, wait, there's a Mega City here. Okay, never mind. We're cooking. Oh, no, but I want to test the Eagle, so I should probably go on a non-Mega City. Alright. Hey, we could do this mission now. Because Alpha Commanders are less awful. Presumably. I've not played against them. Let's see. Akamar's biome. Is this the one we're on, Akamar? Yeah, I do like this one, but the nights get really dark and foggy if it rains. So it's like it's kind of okay. It's definitely, like, far from the worst biome. I do like this one a decent amount. What is the best path? Honestly, I'm saying kind of fuck the Mega Nest today. I don't really want to bother with that. I'm not feeling sweaty against the bugs. Excuse me. So we're going to start, I think, here, then move our way up here, here, and then do that. I think that's a good path. It might be just visual, but it's just like a weird flamethrower. I don't know. I don't think the Lumber is bad. I think it is very comparable to the Patriot. I still think I like the Patriot minigun a lot better than I like the Lumber flamethrower, but I like the Lumber anti-tank cannon a lot better than I like the Patriot missile pods. So it's kind of, if I could swap them, it would just be minigun plus anti-tank cannon, and then not use flamethrower or missile pods. That would be my my philosophy. Okay, so what is this? Launch ICBM. What should we do for a build? I think... Is there any weapons you guys want to see? I retain, like, fine... I retain veto rights if it's something like the pacifier, no. But I can't think of a support weapon to use right now. Interested to see what I bring for this build? So am I. I'm actually not sure what I want to run right now. Oh, wait, no, I know what I want to run. I want to run the fucking cremator. What am I talking about? Sorry, chat, you were too slow to type. Yeah, 110mm rocket pods. Sorry, spear gun, maybe next one, but rocket pods, absolutely. Sorry, everybody was too slow. You were typing too slowly, except you, nothing new, Nano. You were right, Flamer. You guessed what I was gonna pick ahead of time. Not a difficult guess. The cremator is pretty good. Let's get the Eagle rocket pods. Let's test out the new 120 and the HE. I don't think the 380mm changed that much, has it? Because it does more damage against heavies. Wait, I'm going to check the patch notes real quick. Did they increase the explosion radius so it's more reliable against nests? What's up, Dust Devil? I'm reading the patch notes right now real quick. Sorry for the interruption. 380mm, 380mm, 380mm. No, it just increased the damage. It didn't increase the radius, so its performance against nests has not changed. No, Jackdogs. It seems like they just increased the damage, not the radius. It might have effectively increased the radius in terms of damage because of damage fall off, but in terms of demo force, which is really what I want for my barrages, yeah, if you go check, it says increased projectile damage, increased durable damage, explosion durable damage. Nothing about the radius. Unless I'm missing some part of this upon my reskimming of it, but the radius might have been effectively increased in terms of damage, at least, but not literally increased. And what do I do need something meta. Let's say gas mines, just to not have too miserable of a time. Primary, I don't want to run. What should I run for the primary? That's the problem. I don't like anything. I don't like anything against the bugs. You know what? Let's use the Trident. I might regret it, but let's use the Trident. Grenade pistol, because I need to close bug holes, and one of the grenades that have been buffed. A Giga Grenade and the Grenade Armor might actually... You might be cooking with that. You might be allowed into the kitchen with that take. Which one is the good one? This one. Explosive damage. I think some bugs do explosive damage, right? It'll keep me alive for my own Giga Grenade. Also, why am I green even though I just fought squids? Doesn't matter. And in terms of... Yeah, let's do the Giga Grenade. I think we're good. Let's run it. Check the precision strike. You're right, I should check the precision strike. I don't think it has changed that much, because I still think the precision strike, having all the damage being concentrated in the projectile, is particularly useless compared to 120 and 380, because it is so fucking hard to actually hit an enemy with how the Super Destroyer is these days. So, no clue why they buffed Dynamite. I think they were just looking at spreadsheets and seeing not many people use the Dynamite. And then they were like, fuck it, we're just gonna buff all of these. It's a fucking Biospewer Seed. I saw you, little Biospewer Bug. I'm gonna have a bad time with the Trident. Haha. Giga Grenade buff was insane but necessary. Interesting take. I do think it made the Giga Grenades feel a lot better to use, because that kind of sucked that you only got like one of them per resupply. But now we could just fuck it, Giga Grenade upon Yeet. Do not call any reinforcements. And he can survive all of them. Until the one he doesn't survive. Let us do a little bit of this. I should have tested the rocket pods while I had the chance. That was a little stupid. I just felt the urge to rocket pod or to Giga Grenade. Okay. God, it's true. The Alpha Commander's not running away. Finally, he has balls. Oh, that's such a good change. That's such a good change. He still is spawning quite a few Alpha Warriors through the wall without actually being aggroed to me. Without actually seeing me. Let's get some gas mines. I'm gonna save my... my 120 for the actual nest. Because we already know the 120 is, like, pretty good against, extreme slowdown. Can I please move again? Oh, my leg is broken in my microphone. My microphone was blocking the broken leg icon on my screen, so it didn't look broken. That's a little silly. Okay. Let's make ourselves an entrance. Flame FRV Death Bomb is more of a 500 kg than a nuke. Okay, we're gonna need to do some testing on that. Because I think there's a lot of fun options. Or fun gameplay to be had from that. That's like such a random thing. But that's welcome. I don't mind a random thing if it's cool and fun. Man, I like the Trident, but I just wish it was a little bit more accurate. Still quite... I still, like, feel, like, a viscerally angry response seeing, like, 4 Alpha Commanders like that. And I think it's going to take a long time before I start to heal for my Alpha Commander hatred. I mean, there's still, like, quite a bit of hatred to be had, as you can tell, because what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this bullshit? Oh, and my leg is broken again, because the bug front... Okay, whoever told me to go play a bug mission, permanent ban. Permanent ban from the channel. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I'm having a good time. I do need to find a charger, though. This isn't even Alpha Commander C2. This is a fucking, Bottle Spewer seed. Why were there so many? Did they... That might be one of the hidden patch notes. They increased the Alpha Commander spawn because that's the monkey pot of nerfing them. That would actually track. Sad lad, you just suggested the 110mm. That's even worse, actually. That's straight up execution by firing squad suggesting the 110. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. Oh, you're just like chilling there. Let's not have that. Okay. I do not like artillery style enemies, if I'm gonna be truthful. Partially because of reasons like that. Who doesn't love just random ragdolls coming from the heavens? Yeah, this is a terrible loadout to deal with the Bile Spewer Seed. I really should have taken like the Purifier or something. And here we go, another bug breach. So the bug's still not my favorite faction ever. It seems to me so far. I would like to have control over my character and not get instantly killed, but I might, because I'm not wearing extra padding. And these guys do a lot of damage. Okay, can I even get my Cremator up and going? I can, but at the cost of a little bit of HP, which is fine. This is such a clusterfuck. Yeah, Alpha Commander mains, they're logging on out of protest for being nerfed. I mean, so I've seen some people call this an Alpha Commander buff, and I think those are just people who did not know the true terror of Alpha Commanders. Because I still think even after the fixes, like, nobody truly realized how vile and evil and demonic this enemy is. He's in the Alpha Commander, he's in the files. I won't elaborate on that, but he's in the files. I think everybody instinctually knows I am right about that. Oh yeah, I have 4 Giga Grenades now. I'm happy about that change. Ooh. Let's die to get this rocket pod. 4-second cooldown, Colin. Will you actually... They did not fix... Okay, they didn't fix the host bug. That's a lot of information I just received right there. They didn't fix the host bug, but that actually one-shot him. Like, even though he was moving and it took a while for the projectile to come in. Okay. Rocket pod? Maybe, like... It's your time to shine. It's possible. Let's hit him with a 1-2. Not the grenade launcher. That one sucks. God. We might not stay in this mission much longer. I'm not having very much fun, if I'm going to be honest with you. I think I actually determined what I wanted to determine. So, let's prioritize my mental health. We're done. But, let's do another one. Just not with this loadout on that enemy seed. Shame on me for trying to use something fun instead of the meta, guys. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. I'll write my form of apology to Arrowhead. I'm bringing the Purifier. It's okay. Never again will I stray off the meta. It's fine. Okay. That is crazy that it actually one-shot that guy. That is really good. We gotta confirm if that's like actually gonna happen again in the future. So Geological Survey. I like this mission, but if it's going to be the Alpha Commander fucking Bile Spewer seat again, I'm not gonna be too happy. Forgot how to do bugs. Yeah, the way to do bugs is to play the game as little as possible. Just constantly running away toward orbital napalm barrage. That really is it, unfortunately. The Vox change is next? That's not a bad idea. Okay. So... Cremator, I do want to use it, but you just gotta have mobility on this faction. On the open maps, you just gotta be fast. It's kind of the reality of it. Actually, I'm gonna be using the Warp Pack, because I'm not using light armor. Warp Pack, let's just use the default flamethrower low-key. I kind of do still like it quite a bit. Where is it? And I think no, I don't have a real anti-tank option. No, let's shift some things around. Let's get the crossbow. Let's get the ultimatum. I do want to spam Giga Grenades. That does seem fun. Crossbow, ultimatum. Okay, bug holes, bile titans, chargers. Also chargers. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Also chargers and bug nest / whatever other bullshit. Okay, this seems good. Let's go. You don't think there are any cyborgs active right now? That's pretty funny. One indicator of the enemy seat. It's insane that there still isn't one. You know? It's an inconsistent one-shot, which is fine considering it's far... you lost me in the second half of that. I feel like a stratagem is a really big investment in this game. Like, your stratagem slots are so fucking valuable. Because, like, look, you could... I love fog. Like, you could take an Eagle rocket pod to fail to one-shot like a behemoth charger, right? At that point, you might as well not have damaged him because your teammate's just going to shoot him in the head with a Quasar cannon, right? So you've effectively done nothing with that stratagem slot. Or you could take an orbital napalm barrage and just not even have to play the video game because you have the orbital napalm barrage. That is not something I like seeing. Can I? Okay, if this... Oh, okay. I'm the go. I'm him. That's the most him I felt. Weave the shot. I think this is a... This has got to be a fucking... Is that it? No. Like Velma without her glasses when I'm looking for a... Spore tower. When I'm actively in the spore tower. Is that it? No. Are there multiple around here? How the fuck are we still in it? Let's see again. Thank you for cooperating. I assume that's gonna cause the buckle. Yeah, so it's a little unreliable. Okay. Does it... It might have put him... Oh, he put him in bleed out state. Okay. I'm okay with that if it doesn't insta-kill him, but it consistently puts him in bleed out. Oh, and of course I forgot to bring, anti-fucking shrinker measures. Ah! Every time I just forget something. Okay, well. This one might also be a wash. Because, this is gonna suck to take those guys out. I mean, I guess the flamethrower is actually, like, serviceable against shriekers. They just gotta start swooping in. which they will do eventually. Okay. Unfortunate, I forgot to pay the Shrieker tax because I was too busy playing the Bughole tax. The bugs fucking love taxation, and I gotta say, I feel like they don't do a great job of representation. Because they got the Bughole tax, they got the fucking Bile Titan tax. Honestly, they got the fucking Shrieker tax, they got the Alpha Commander tax. I feel like there's so many problems on the bugs that you just need to deal with. And you cannot deal with them with skill, you have to deal with them with a loadout check. I mean, like, there was a little skill, like, you could just hit those guys with the crossbow, but, you know, I'm bad. Point in case. Case in point. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, they did not fix the host bug. They didn't fix the host bug. I don't think I'm actually recording my footage, so I can't upload that as a bug report, unfortunately. Why am I so slow? Wait, also, I want to test the diving while reloading. Oh, yeah, that is so nice. I need to work that into my muscle memory. I haven't yet, but that is a really, really big change. Yeah, I think bug holes being so fucking annoying to deal with is like one of the main reasons I don't actually like this faction. Oh, there's a lot of reasons, but that is one of them. And that's why I run like the Eagle Airstrike all the time, because the Eagle Airstrike is really good at closing bug holes. YouTube stream stays uploaded. I'm not going to remember to go back and check for that, that footage to report the charger host bug. I mean, maybe I should. That is a really annoying bug. But okay, let's not play the bugs. Let's have a good time today. We figured out what we wanted to figure out. Alpha commanders work. Now they actually attack you, and the charger host turn a bug, that's tough to say, is not fixed. And 110mm rocket pods seem to actually kind of deal with chargers. Kinda. It's not the best. Is there anything else I wanted to test against the bugs? Let me check the, I guess I kind of do want to test the exosuit a little bit against them. And see how that works. And then after that, I think we're actually done with the bugs, and we'll go and do, probably a viewer game with the FRV. I think that'd be more fun than quick match. Okay. I like the geological survey missions. I'm a simple man. I want to fight enemies, and none of the missions actually send enemies, except the flag. That sends too many enemies. But the geological survey, that's perfect. Exactly the right amount of enemies. We're going to do extraction zone. Okay, this loadout also kind of bad. I think I should stop. Okay, if I put the torture here, the flame pistol here, I take the warp pack, I take the quasar, I take rocket pods. I figured them out. Okay, we're done with the rocket pods. I'm gonna take Eagle Airstrike, and we still have not tested the 120. So actually, I'm gonna take the. Oh, but I kind of want to test the OPS as well. No, I want to test the max first. Let us test the lumber, I guess, because I've not played with the lumber while it works. This seems fine. Gigas on the chargers, let them charge and block in the face, otherwise you risk not one-shotting. Okay. I think throwing the Giga Grenade at their side is also really good, because then that more of their body is in the AoE. Could we see how the flamethrower FRV later? Yeah, we absolutely can. Let's do viewer games, maybe after this one, or maybe another one of bug testing, or testing the bugs, and then we'll do some FRV shenanigans. I think that could be fun. Okay, do I see any bullshit I want to deal with immediately with the mech? No, not really. Dive reload does seem really, really good. The problem is all the weapons I would want to dive reload the most with have stationary reloads, because my first thought was like, oh my god, like the Epoch's gonna be good now, I can reload while diving, and you know, you can probably guess how that would go. It's the instant I don't bring an explosive weapon, it's the fucking Bile Spewer Seed again, randomly. I mean, flamethrowers aren't completely useless against Bile Spewers, but still quite annoying. What's wrong with the 110 pods? They're still not reliable enough. I feel like the stratagem category, especially red stratagems, are so competitive that you need to be able to do what you set out to do reliably, or there's no point, you know? Because if you can't kill heavies reliably in one shot, why would I not just bring the cluster bomb to kill all the chaff and then easily kill the heavy with like eats or with a quasar? That seems like a way better use of my limited resources, you know? Like there I could just do that instead of like bothering with the rocket pods, which probably would have missed, or maybe probably not would have missed, but like would not have been the most effective way to go about it. Where's the mech? It's disguised in the rock. Okay. Let's see how the flamethrower feels against the bugs. It just looks weird. I think they were being kind of lazy when they were just like, let's use the flame sentry flamethrower for this thing, because it just does not work that well. Also, I'm not sure how my shot went so wide right there. Felt like I was actually should have been on target, but I guess not. Maybe I stepped on like a bump. But see, like now I can actually like damage him. I mean, he's an alpha commander, so I can do damage to him, just not kill him very quickly. You're still pissed that they got rid of jetpack reload? The same, dude. That was that made the stationary reload weapons so much more fun to use, and it was so stupid to fix that over everything else they needed to fix. That's still like why, even though I don't want to be a doomer, I totally understand other people being a doomer. I will not begrudge anybody for being like, I don't trust Arrowhead to like keep doing this. Like the next patch is going to be bad. Like that is an extremely like evidence-based take, unfortunately. But you know, I have at least a portion of my finances tied to this game, so I want to see it succeed. And I'm going to take advantage, well, not take advantage of it, but I'm gonna make the most of it while the game is fun and good to play and people care about it, and just hope that Arrowhead does not make those things no longer true again. Which, you know, that would also be in their best interest, and somebody should tell them that. But, you know, at this point, being a dead horse, we shall see how the next patch pans out. But I think being emotionally invested in this game is a huge mistake. At least that much is 100% true. Whatever the case, I think you should be ready for this game to just get ruined with just a random patch out of nowhere in unpredictable ways. That's just kind of the reality of it. Hey Jackson, yeah, I agree. I think there is so much work that needs to be done on Helldivers 2 still. Again, you do patches like this. Like, if the next 3 patches are of this caliber, I think the game will be in the best state it's ever been by a lot. Even just the next, like, 2 patches are of this caliber. I think the game will be in the best state it's ever been. So, you know, that's a positive thing to be, to say. But at the same time, the next patches do have to be good. If they are bad, then I think Arrowhead, like whoever still had any faith in Arrowhead left at all, I think might actually lose it for good this time. No matter how much of a glazer or whatever you are, I think at that point it is just like impossible to deny. But who knows? Maybe we'll go back into the cycle of bad changes into review bomb, into good changes, into bad changes, into review bomb, etc., until the end of time. Heat death of the universe and all that. Hopefully not. Okay, so the lumber did not feel that good, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it ran out of ammo really fast, and the flamethrower was not super reliable. The torch is pretty reliable, but fortunately this is a bile spewer seed, so it's not super great. Okay. Yeah, it's like so crazy to me. I don't actually have the rocket pod, so I can't test him against the Battle Titan. I really don't need to test him against the Battle Titan. Like, it is obvious it is not going to be good against those guys. Like, they have so much health. Okay. Especially compared to Chargers. Okay, I still, like, kind of hate Alpha Commanders. But I've not seen many this mission, blissfully, or many Alpha Warriors. It seems to actually be a pure Biosphere Seed instead of, Did they change the enemy seeds? I swear to God, this was never a Biosphere Seed before. Maybe that's the monkey paw, is they changed all the enemy seeds, so now I don't know which missions are fun to play, and which ones will give me a bad time. Which is annoying, but at the same time, I can just, like, leave and restart, and who cares? It is what it is. Wrong way. Okay. Torture plus jump pack. Yeah, I also like Torture plus hover pack quite a bit. I think that's a fun loadout. I feel like the Crisper is more, like, Mandalorian coded, right? I don't know. I've not seen much of the Mandalorian. I know Boba Fett had, like, the wrist flamethrower. Or maybe that was... It was one of those guys. Had the wrist flamethrowers. I'm not super plugged in on Star Wars. Or haven't been for a long time, honestly. I think, honestly, we just got to do away with "we're so back, it's so over," like, dialogue. It's such a harmful concept. Because I really do think when people say, like, oh, we're so back, that leads to Arrowhead, like, coasting for a while. They're like, oh, people are happy, we don't need to really, like... Either A, we don't really need to do what people want for a while, we can just kind of, like, half-ass it, and it'll be okay until the next time. Or they're like, oh, people are happy, that means we can, like, sneak in some of the stuff we want, and people are going to be too happy to notice. And that's, like, how we end up in situations where the player base, like... almost bottoms out, because I think we almost reached like all-time lows, right? Like in this past month, even like including the fact that we now have Xbox players, which is kind of crazy. But I don't think a lot of them stuck around for that long, because, you know, their first experience was Oshogune, and that was that wasn't fun on a computer, so I can't imagine how much fun I was on a console software in terms of performance. Okay, you are moonwalking, but I will not let you live regardless, because I'm scared you're just going to stop and instantly kill me. I love artillery enemies. My seething hatred for them despawn those projectiles. That's what happened right there. Okay, really, we're not hitting that guy. Let's just use a little bit of the grenade pistol. I think the grenade pistol is not a good combat weapon, except for Biosphere Seeds, where it is actually very useful if you don't have a explosive primary. But you should always have a explosive primary on the bugs. I'm being a little stupid by trying to have fun, you know, that we don't do that here. Crashed on your first mission back, that's rough. All the content creators are extremely cautious right now, so I hope they got to learn. Yeah, I think maybe... I don't want to, like, pat myself on the back, because I mean, like, I'm small fry, right, in the grand scheme of things, like, compared to, like, all the big names. But I wasn't the only one. A ton of content creators, like, stopped playing Helldivers 2, like, just across the board. Like, Background Gaming, I feel like, who uploaded videos all the time. Like, I barely saw any videos from him in the past, like, month and a half. And same with, like, Takibo, who I also love a lot. I think he's a really good content creator. Low-key, I kind of inspired my channel off of Takibo's earlier stuff. I think he's really great. Sorry for the Takibo glazing, but he seems like a cool guy. But, like, a lot of the people who did gameplay, especially, just stopped playing the game and doing videos. And I feel like at that point, it's like, wow, the people who get paid to play the game aren't even playing the game. You know, so something's not right. So maybe that was one of the things that got Arrowhead to realize, hey, like, we kind of got to take this shit seriously. A bit more seriously, at least. Takibo only happens when something new happens. I see. I see. That's probably the smart way to go about it. I think that's probably what I'm gonna do, honestly, as well. Okay, really? He fucking... I can't even see him, but he reared up, I guess. Okay, of course he dies. I mean, at least I get 2 back now, so we're doing pretty okay. Lots of bozos. I would like to not be bothering me, please. And we are good. So far, even though this has been a, Bottle Spear mission, not too miserable with the Torture. I think the Torture, like... It doesn't love Bottle Spear missions, but it can deal with them. So I'm going to take a sip of water. Recommend you guys do the same. It's weird how little gameplay content there is of the game. Honestly, this might sound sassy. I promise you it's not. I'm not trying to sass you. It's not that weird. It's just the game has not been fun to play for a while now. And doing content for something you don't enjoy is not a really sustainable thing. You get burnt out pretty goddamn fast. So, like, imagine if you get burnt out just from playing the game, just, like, for yourself. Like, I wouldn't say double that if you're trying to make content from it, but it does, like, accelerate the burnout process. So if you're having a bad time doing the game, it becomes so annoying to, like, oh, now I gotta fucking log. It becomes like any other, like, job that you hate doing, right? It's just like, you just kind of dread having to do it, and it's very easy to fall out of that pattern. And I felt myself falling into that pattern, which is why I tried to explore other games, which have, you know, not been as successful, because YouTube hates when people switch their, like, their main thing, like, they like people who stick to one niche, or it's just the audience for those games was smaller, which it's probably a mix of both. But I still definitely do not want to be tied to Helldivers 2 permanently. I think that is not a good way to be. Let's save the lumber for extract, and let's save the lumber for the final objective. I think that is the wisest distribution of lumberers. Because we still have the Torture, and the Torture is a cracked primary. It is so good these days. It does have a pretty high skill ceiling, I think, because you do have to be very close to enemies to actually get your value out of it, and you need to be very situationally aware, because it's not a very reactive primary. It's pretty slow. It doesn't deal with the unexpected enemies and unexpected positions all that well. Which is why it does pair very nicely with the Warp Pack, because the Warp Pack helps you position better and not get caught out. Let's just spam Giga Grenades into that horde over there and get ragdolled into eternity. I do think the Torture is also better than the Flamethrower, just because, like, your primary slot... Oh, that's a frame drop. Okay. Just because your primary slot is just, like, not that valuable. Well, it is valuable, but it's a lot less valuable than your support weapon slot. And the two weapons, like, more or less do the same thing. Like, the Flamethrower's a bit better against heavies, but it's not as big of a jump as a Flamethrower to Cremator is. Pretty good distribution of Sieve Shells, actually. I don't know why I did this one. I think I just kind of want to do that. Lots of promising games coming out in the future. Yeah, and, like, some of the games I've been covering already, like Dark Tide, seem to have pretty promising near futures at the very least, like with Scutari and all that. I'm so hyped for Scutari, dude. I fucking love the Adeptus Mechanicus. I really got to get around to playing AdMech too. Even though I saw I had, like, negative reviews on Steam, or mixed or something like that. Which is a shame if it's not as good as the first one, because I did like the first one a lot. Low-key never use the Torture. I recommend it. I think this is one of the better primaries in the game. Like, easily top 10. Maybe even top 5 against the bugs after the Flamethrower changes. Because it's got a heavy pen. Like, people forget that. Like, you can kill a Charger with this thing. It's not the best at it, but it's really not awful at it either. Okay, this is also what I really like Giga Grenades on the butt front, is that 40 demo force lets you deal with those bug holes without too much of a fuss. The flamethrower needs more range. It does need something. Either more range or more damage. I think probably more range would also be what I go for. Let's just call it a second Quasar. By the time it gets here, the first Quasar will have recharge on it. Nope, not by a single second. That's speedrun tech right there. Definitely wasn't worth it. Full flamethrowers with friends just for fun. It's faster to switch to your support weapon than reloading. I have heard that before. Full flamethrower is fun now. It's like decently viable now. It's not a good build, don't get me wrong. You would make it a lot stronger just by only having like one flamethrower, maybe two. But hey, listen. Flamethrowers are good weapons, and having a bunch of good weapons is not a bad way to be. +1 pickup on the resupply from Giga Grenades is huge. It is huge. I still think Giga Grenades are a little unreliable. I mean, so are Thermites, to be fair. But it is huge, and more importantly, it makes them more fun to use. Because big explosion, fun. But big explosion you get to use more often equals more fun. It's simple math. State of Decay 3. I'm not big on the zombie game, so I'm not too familiar with that franchise. I think I still have zombie fatigue. I've heard somebody call it from that whole era. Might be one of the reasons why the Squids, or Mindless Mass, is not my favorite faction. I just think zombies are not super interesting to fight. I really do wish the Mindless Masses and just like the Squids in general leaned more into like necromorph style body horror, like Dead Space, kind of like abominations like that, instead of just, okay, here's a bunch of zombies, here's big fleshy zombie. I think that would be a cool way to be. Let's call on the lumber. That is what I've been saving it for. Giga Grenade is instant reward every time you blow yourself up. It is. I think that is what balances the Giga Grenade with the Thermite. Is there's like actually a really big risk with the Giga Grenade. You need to be very careful with it. I feel like that's enough of a downside that it did not need to also have like a limited resupply rate, which is why I'm totally okay with it having, you know, a limited resupply or a 2 per resupply these days. Okay, so the lumber may not be all that, but being tanky and having ground fire is indeed being tanky and having a bunch of ground fire. Yeah, see, it's just like, it feels like a little anemic. Like, compared to the fucking anti-tank gun, which is just like big, you know, that punches, unless I miss and just take all of my health from the charger. And it's also not doing very much damage to the charger. Okay, never mind. The lumber is trash. No, it's not trash. It's definitely not trash, but I would say it is probably the weakest mech. Maybe. No, I think the breakthrough has a lot of utility. Or it doesn't have a lot of utility, but it's so good at combat that gives it a niche. This doesn't really have that much utility, especially compared to the Emancipator. And it's also like kind of just okay at combat. So I don't know. Watered down flames, yeah. That is a. You know what? If I'll Sashura, all right. I'm giving you credit for that, because if I do a lumber video, I'm saying that at some point. Maybe even calling the video that. That's such a funny way of describing that. They do feel like watered down flames. If the lumber had 800 flame ammo like the FRV and the AT gun could one-shot lower heavies, it would be worth it. At the moment, it's just the worst Patriot. Yeah, I don't disagree. I like using the anti-tank gun a lot more than I like using the Patriot missiles. Not like the, you know what I mean, the missiles on the Patriot. Because the missiles on the Patriot feel horrible, right? They don't go where you aim a lot of the time. And even though this doesn't do a lot of damage, at least it goes where you aim. Which is a pretty big boon to have. And two-tapping a charger is not, like, it's not bad, you know? Especially because you do get more anti-tank rounds than you get then you get missiles. I think by quite a bit, actually. Plus, it's also, like, pretty good at clearing out, like, annoying tanky enemies like Hive Guards. This is the vision for the Heavy Pen Hive Guard, by the way, shooting with an anti-tank gun. That was the vision all along. Mostly the Lumberer is just useful because it is a mech, and now the mechs are actually pretty survivable against the bugs again. So it is pretty good at that, at least. Okay. I really should be using the ward pack on the bugs more. It is really good to have, like, an actual dodge button. I just use... Yeah, fuck the Mega Nest, actually. Low-key, I am the master of my own destiny. I control how good or bad of a day I have, and I want a good day today, so I'm not doing the Mega Nest. We can extract, and then we'll do some flamethrower shenanigans. I might take a break to use the bathroom and get some water, actually, because I am low on water. And soon about to be out as I take a sip, which you should also be doing. You know what? I only suffer for money. If somebody gives me money, I'll go do the Mega Nest. If not... it's like $1. That's my price to do the Mega Nest. No, I'm kidding. I'm not doing it for money. I really don't want to... really do not want to deal with the Mega Nest. They're so annoying. Especially as a solo player when you don't have, like, Eagle Airstrike or something to deal with them from the outside. No, don't give me money for that. It's a stupid reason to give me money. I was kidding. I mean, like... I wouldn't say no, but... That would be a silly reason. Okay. Melee mech? I feel like the... I hate to say it, I think the Breakthrough might be the best... might be the only melee mech we get. I'd be very surprised if Arrowhead actually pushed for a melee mech. It'd be cool. What I would want is, the... What's it called from Armored Core? The one that shoots out the spear. It's the Blast Hole Spear in EDF. Where it just, like, shoots out a spear and then, like, retracts it. I think that would probably be easier to animate than a sword, and it would be really fucking cool. Okay. The Breakthrough is the best... it's the best mech at fighting. But the best way to use mechs, if you ask me... Oh, let's gamer this guy. Oh, no, not gamered. I still don't have a good way to deal with these guys. Thank God they haven't showed up too much. Yeah, I forgot to pay the Shrieker tax again. That would have been a problem. Throw the Giga Grenade, please. There's still some input delay on some things. And Chain Ragdolls are not the vibe. I do have a cheeky little mini nuke, however. And that is going to do some good work for me, I think. Oh, that's a patrol. That is a patrol. Oh, and that's my frame rate. Are you kidding me? The mini nuke got 11 kills. Even though it lagged the shit out of my game. Did it not count them? Oh, why? Yeah, get stuck on a tiny little rock, idiot. Ooh, that was a little close. Okay, I really would like to not be here anymore. Okay, we are playing a Souls-like. Whenever you equip the Warp Pack, Helldivers actually does become Elden Ring. Fuck. Really? What did I hit? I guess I must have hit him, like, right beneath his head. Which is unfortunate, because that is... Okay, well, I got stackered out of picking up the supplies. I think 120 there is going to do some good work for us. More Siege artillery, more bullshit, more ragdoll. I mean, 120, yeah, like, it does seem better against heavies, but it was always pretty decent against them. Because unlike the 380, it could actually hit them, you know? And hitting the enemies is a pretty big, important step in defeating them. Crazy, the 120mm has the same power as the old 380. That is a little crazy. But the 380, I think it was always kind of bad. At least it was always, like, overrated. I think people thought it was like crazy good, but it just is not reliable, and that is such a black mark against it. Okay. You love the 120mm before it's straight up busted. I think it is a little stronger, but it is not, like, I wouldn't change it any tiers. But honestly, I probably would have already given it, like, S tier already. It is not, like, double S tier. I don't think it trivializes the game. It's just a little bit better against heavies, is what I would categorize it at. Yeah, that... What? Did I fucking say something, my guy? Are you... Shuttle landed. Oh, okay, it was because I was in the mech. Is that a new bug? I don't remember that ever happening. I mean, that was fine. That was kind of cool. He was actually providing, like, fire support, but... Okay. It's not Orbital Napalm Barrage power, no. I mean, like, nothing is, low-key. That thing's crazy. Okay, we're done. Deathless and... You know, well, it's only deathless because we didn't do the Mechanist, but we'll take that. 120mm, really solid A-tier stratagem. I can see the argument for that, but... I don't know. I would put Orbital Napalm in, like, triple S tier, honestly, or S+, as in it is, like, actively overpowered. And then I would put the 120 in the real S tier. Because I think it's okay for things to be S tier in a game like this, to just have things that are really good. It's when they become so powerful, they just overwhelm everything else. And maybe that's some people's definition of S tier, but to me, that's like even beyond that. And that's what Orbital Napalm Barrage is. Eagle Napalm is kind of badass too. Eagle Napalm feels like kind of weird. It's good. It's just unreliable. I don't know. What's up, Dysphoric? This is my first Helldivers stream. I've only done Dark Tide and a little bit of Rogue Core as well. But I haven't been streaming that long, honestly. So I do plan on keeping doing these. These are pretty fun. Mentioned Dark Tide. Yeah, we're never going to get a Dark Tide melee system. I mean, there's plenty of horde shooters with good melee, at least. Like, if you want melee, you can just go and play, like, Space Marine or Dark Tide or Vermintide, honestly. It's like... This is not a melee game, and I think the amount of work it would take to make it a melee game would be better spent fixing everything else that's wrong with it. Patch oh, that's tomorrow for Rogue Core? What? Why the fuck are all the patches coming out, like, today and tomorrow? Like, there's the fucking Stellaris DLC that I want to play. There's the Age of Wonders DLC that I want to play. There's the fucking... Helldivers patch, there's Rogue Core, and there's Skatari tomorrow. Too much. It's too much stuff. I don't have time for all this. Okay. I'm probably gonna... If I rogue my core, it's either gonna be tomorrow or Thursday. I might do a special extra stream and rogue core tomorrow. But regardless, I am going to take a sip of water, and I am going to come back with more water. So 5 minutes, take a break, walk around, get some water, do some stretches, file your taxes, do what you gotta do. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. So, I think now is the time for some viewer games with the Flame FRV. So, let's figure out how this actually works. Let us go to Sangus. And yeah, whatever, that's good enough. And I gotta figure out how this friend code nonsense works. And then we should be good. Did I actually unmute myself? That would be... Yes, I did. Okay. Whew. Alright. Supply... I think the Supply FRV is way better. I like the Supply FRV a lot. But I do like the Flamethrower FRV. I want to make it work a little bit. Okay, so that's my friend code. So if you do something, it will add you as a friend, and I may be able to add people. I don't know how this works. So, if I see friend requests coming in, I will accept them and you will be invited. I think that's how that works, right? This is the code you need to see? Or did I just dox myself? That is not my friend code. I just doxed myself. This is my friend code. So now you can add me. Oh yeah, but then it shows like my my Steam friend list. Social tab, there we go. This is the friend code. Alright, we gotta add some people. I would do members first. But I don't know how to determine who's a member or not. Your friend code is different every time you open it. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we got Chris. Welcome aboard. You are invited. Well, you're playing right now. Once you're done with that, you'll be invited. Can anyone add you? Yeah, I think anybody can add me. Just feel free. You don't have to do viewer games right now. However, I am a very antisocial person, so I will probably not play with people outside of streams. I am a recluse by nature. It's kind of weird that I like streaming, I like doing videos, because it feels like a very social career, but I'm a conflicting person. I join, I just don't want to. You know what? That's fair. That's real. It's good to add me? Yeah, okay, I'll just invite you and you can join if you feel like it. Up to you. Does doxing yourself make me toxic? That's true. It does, actually. You're very right. Siege worldwide and audio payload. Okay. Invite to squad and invite to squad. Alright, well, we're good for now. I think. If everybody joins. Yeah. Yeah, we can do you on the next one, sad lad. We can get you. Okay, so let's get ready. I'm gonna turn. Actually, sound things are good. Crazy Frenetic, I'm sorry, we did test them against the squids. I did not like them, and against the bugs, I also did not like them that much. They are better. They are better. They are better. Chris just crashed. Okay. It's fine. You don't have to be members. Let's just do it nice and casual for now, and then maybe we can do member stuff in the future. All right. So Chris crashed. Let's wait for you to come back. Yes, I am in the U.S. Will you be rotating people out next game? I think that would be fair. Maybe you could do like 2 games with each people, and or like 2 games per rotation, and then rotate people. And probably we're only going to do a couple more games, and then we'll see. Actually, what time is it? No, it's not that late. I also tried them. Apparently, yeah, it's like the problem with the fucking Eagle rocket pods isn't just the damage, it's the unreliability, and they did not really fix the unreliability, and that really sucks, which is unfortunate. So they are better, but they gotta hit, and if they don't hit, then they could do 1,000,000 damage if they miss, right? It doesn't make a difference. Oh wait, I need to regenerate a friend code, accept. I'm going to be reinviting Chris though, just because I feel mean to kick him out, because just because of a crash. But okay, everybody should be here in the squads. So we should be good to go. Alright, awesome. Love to see it. So, for the loadout, bring literally whatever you want. We're just going to be doing some messing around with the Flame FRV. Wait, this isn't the mission I picked. Ah, fuck it. Let's go. Let's do Extract. So bring whatever you want. Let's just mess around with the Flame FRV. I think that would be fun. I just want to see what it's like, and you know, it's not a solo stratagem, so I am going to go for my good old whatchamacallit. I was enjoying the suppressor quite a bit, actually. I think the suppressor is pretty fun against this sub-faction. And then thermite. And I think, actually, since we have more people right now, no, I think the autocannon's the way to go. Autocannon. I would like to test the breakthrough a bit against the sub-faction. Some people are already bringing sentries, rocket pods to do more testing. I respect that. I kind of want a orbital gas strike, and I kind of want a strafing run. And then we should be good. Cool. Don't worry, we'll do more of these, nothing no no. You'll never guess my username. Lad Sad. Or perhaps is it Sad Lad? We'll check in the next one. I think we'll cycle every game, just so we can get more people in. I mean, maybe we don't have enough people in the chat to do that. I don't know. Arc nades are fun. Arc nades are fun across the board. I just wish they bounced in place instead of doing whatever bullshit they're doing. They're way too unreliable. Stream up, but there's stream delay. Okay. That's fine. I don't want to, like, order you guys around. We're just going to be playing casually, so... No big deal. Really, I don't care, like, what you do. Just have a good... Like, don't do anything that will get you kicked from a random game. That's my rule, I think, for viewer games. Otherwise, you're free to operate however you please. Okay, I think this guy should absolutely be going. So I actually have not played in teams for like quite a while, so I might be rusty when it comes to the co-op experience, like almost walking into this guy. But I want to test out the incinerator specifically on this bad boy. You want to drive? Okay, that's cool. I am interested in trying this out. This looks like just the cremator, right? Okay. So you bring AP and flame mines. I said that as long as it wouldn't get you kicked from a normal game, and that might get you kicked from a normal game. Is there a reason I drop in an evac? It's mostly to does that work? Oh, that works. Okay. It's mostly to have supplies there for later. Because a lot of the time you know you're gonna come back to evac, so having the supplies there in advance is quite good. I like how this FRV looks too. It actually looks like a combat vehicle. A little bit Mad Max, but I don't mind that. I would like it if it spawned enemies though. How's the range on this thing? Not the best. It was a little weird. Oops. It is a little weird to have a flamethrower as the next weapon on this thing. It's all good. I know how much of a nightmare this thing is actually to drive. So no worries if you end up crashing. But yeah, see, this is what I mean about mindless masses. It doesn't actually fucking spawn any enemies when you're in a team. Either that or P3 is getting all of them over there. If it does feel a little weird. I don't know how I feel about the flamethrower FRV so far. But if there is a faction that a flamethrower FRV would be good on, it is this one. I think like the HMG, it just rotates a bit slowly. But the ability to spread fire behind you as you're going is pretty damn nice. Flamer F... If we find a, an objective that requires 50 demo force, like a, research outpost, illegal research post, let us test the demo force of this thing. Just by, like, blowing it up ourselves and seeing if that, actually does anything. It is tankier, even the wheels. Okay, that's good news, actually. I do think the HMG, even though it's pretty bad on the FRV just because it turns so slowly, I mean, so does the flamethrower, is like a more useful weapon to have on an FRV. So I do hope we get the up-armored FRV version just with the... whatchamacallit? The HMG variant. That'd be pretty cool, but if not, it wasn't meant to be, you know? FRV customization, probably never. I'm pleased with the amount of ammo this thing gets, though. It gets quite a bit. Let me not set A4 on fire. This thing also seems way easier to not friendly fire your friends with. Okay, I'm kind of growing on the flamethrower FRV. This is like pretty effective. It's a little janky to use, but once you do get into that proper engagement with it, it feels pretty lethal. Which I guess it is, I guess it would, because it is a fucking cremator, you know? It would be doing things like that. Alright. Let's, yeah, it's right there, I see it. Except I can't ping it. But somebody should pick that up and get back in the FRV. Yeah, that's fine. I think I got everything I needed from the flamethrower. One of you guys can hop onto it if you... you can get into the fucking driver's seat with the thing now? You don't have to do the stupid tech? Again, just huge positive thing that should just be public and like announced in the patch notes, and it's not, which is really whack. Stem. Oh, but you can't stem when you have the box in your hands while driving. Okay, I guess that's too many hands. I gotta hop out and heal a little bit. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me get you an angle. Okay, that's not an angle. Alright. I think this one we can abandon, but I really would like to test the explosion radius. Oh, somebody said something in the chat. Yeah, pyrotechs are super unreliable when it comes to blowing up landed ships. That's why I don't really like them against the squids that much. Ooh, that's I don't like that. There we go. We're fine now. Wait, what? Oh, you don't have backseats in this one. They're the fuel tank. That's why it's got such a big explosion. I see. I see. Actually, I want to try something. Let's you don't get in this one. Oh, but there's not even that many enemies here. Okay, I thought there would be more. Whoa. I got stun locked by that. You can send it up that high? Wait. But you use this thing as a projectile and just launch it? That's crazy if you can do that. There might be something there. It didn't seem to have a huge explosion, but maybe that's because the fuel tank was almost empty. That's awesome. Okay, that I kind of want to remember. Turn it to a short because it's pretty funny. We probably have another one, right? No, we'll have another one soon enough. But I want to save mine to see how strong the explosion is. If it's stronger when the tank is full, which I'm guessing it might be. I'm missing all my shots. You might need to hit the fuel tank in the backseat to get the explosion. That would also make sense. I feel like knowing Arrowhead, it probably has to do with how full the tank is. That seems like a mechanic they would spend a lot of time coding. That's really funny. You can juggle it like that now. Okay, that's fine. Let's keep doing the mission normally for now. I hope somebody got the bin. Okay, yeah, somebody got the box. That's good. There's an opening this way. And then we can start doing our outposts and then moving all the way to the end. What do I even have in the slowdown? I thought I got so stun-locked by that the FRV juggling that I did not realize that I actually did bring a breakthrough that I wanted to use this mission just to test it out. Okay, gotta get that autocannon brethren ship going. Brethren ship. Brethren ship is not a word. Just say brotherhood, you idiot. God, sometimes the way my brain works is such an enigma. Wish you got assists in this game while driving. Does this game even have assists at all? I think it only counts like the kill, right? I really do wish the end game stat screen was a little bit better, so it could tell you like how many heavies you killed, how much damage you did, just like basic things like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. The task force for stratagem bouncing, I 100% believe they're just taking the piss with us. I've been told, like, by many people that it's just a toggle they can turn off. So what they are probably doing is figuring a way that they can still have that mechanic without pissing people off, and that's what the task force does. When in reality, just turning it off would save them so much time and trouble and just make the game better like overnight. So Arrowhead yet again creating a ton of problems and making a ton of work for themselves that they really don't need to be doing. Okay, I mean the breakthrough low-key already felt really good against the squids, and it still got that weak point, which I did report and is now in their known issues. I don't know if it's in their known issues because of me or it was already there. I assume it was already there, honestly, but I absolutely obliterate that guy, and we can go to evac, and I think we'll be good after that. They need to find a way to make it even worse. Oh boy, if anybody can do it, it's the task force, or Arrowhead task force. Every time you throw a stratagem orb, your game just crashes. Yeah, I know they're not going to turn it off, Orbital Napalm Barrage. Even though the amount of harm that sentries on high ground would cause is about 1 trillion times less than the amount of harm stratagem bouncing causes, I know they won't turn it off. That's just how their brain works. Arrowhead, and this may be one of... They have a lot of flaws. This may be one of their biggest, is that they are allergic to reverting things. They just hate doing it. And I get it. It sucks to just admit that, hey, my work wasn't good. People don't like it. They want to undo it. But at the same time, it's like, at some point, it's human to make mistakes, and you have to realize that and learn how to just, you know, press Control Z. Just press Control Z, and sometimes that just saves you time. And it saves you time, it saves you trouble, it saves you community goodwill, which is like at an all-time. It's still at an all-time low after this patch. It's like kind of crazy how many people were just like not enthused about this patch at all. We're just like, Arrowhead's gonna ruin it immediately. It's not crazy, it's extremely understandable, so like I'm not begrudging people for that. But at the same time, it's like saying things like that like 5 months ago would have gotten you crucified, and now that's pretty much what everybody is saying, right? That's just kind of how it works. And you see what I mean about there's no fucking enemies on Mindless Masses in teams? Like, compare this to the game we had earlier when I was solo, and it was just constant non-stop harvesters and flesh mobs and all that good stuff, and now it's just like a trickle. I don't know, this is a broken sub-faction, I think. Alright, if you keep staggering that guy, I can start getting active. There we go. Nothing like the power of concentrated firepower. Was a dumb way of saying that. If I can get the point across, I'm gonna push oh, that dead snitch just did 1 trillion damage to my mech, I just know it. But let's clear this out while the team is dealing with the breach. I think that would be wise. Okay, there we go. And finally, objective, and we can just sleep. I do like how there's no AoE on this mech, because that means you are better at covering your team. I think this is like the co-op mech. And it's also like the best combat mech. Which turns out, when you make things that are co-op good, people will use them more. You don't have to make them bad. That's entirely a point about the stim pistol I'm making, in case that wasn't obvious. If you make co-op things good, like the supply FRV and the breakthrough, people will use them, and there will be more co-op in your game. Okay, now we should find... I assume all you guys are tuned into the stream, but there's going to be a slight delay. If we can find a 50 demo force type dealio, like a research outpost, and test the FRV on it, that'd be really sick. Otherwise, we can just go and do a monolith mission and see how it works with the monolith. Bodies do AP10. Goddamn. Am I going to try the new update on Road Course tomorrow? Absolutely. I'm not sure I'm going to stream it tomorrow, but I will try it. And I will probably stream it, if not tomorrow, then on Thursday. But I got a lot of shit to do, and there's a lot of updates I really want to play, including things I'm not even going to like stream or do videos on, you know? Like, just for me. Age of Wonders, man. I love that game. That's my favorite 4X of, honestly, maybe ever. I think Age of Wonders 4 is so fucking good. Especially, like, it's only getting better. Alright, I'll let you, I'll let you shoot him. That's fine by me. Okay, that is not a research, but it will lead us to the research. Won't work on the monolith. It needs to... Wait. I've destroyed the monolith with the hell bomb before. Did it get buffed at some point? There's a research station, it would automatically get revealed. They always do? Okay, actually that makes sense. I feel like I do always see them revealed. There's just nothing I really thought about before, because it's like not super relevant. Okay, let's I like you cut G. Okay, there we go. Well, I don't like him that much because I missed a couple times. Oh my god. I just invited the void here. Only hell bombs and mini nukes have 60. Oof. So I did not know that that was there even was 60 demo ports. For some reason I thought everything was 50, like the stratagem chamber, but I guess not. You know, am I in the right mode? Yeah, I was. I'm just far away. I'm missing my shots. Yeah, I can cover the team from all the way over here. Wait, what the hell? Now they're getting enemies. Now that I've left. That's some bullshit. Okay, that's fine. I can still cover from here. Hell pods have 40. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, and see, this is why I like the autocannon better than the cremator against the mindless masses, just because you got so much range and you can bully those guys real well with your stagger. And it is really, really nice. And it just lets me cover the team from a mile away. Alright, come on. Come on. Am I tripping or did we do 2 radars? I think you might be tripping. Stim addiction is real. And it does affect your brain chemistry. Okay, let's get this going. Gunship fabricators, orbital cannon objectives. Yeah, see, I feel like just recently I did... No, the 500 kg... No, you're right. You're correct. Okay, okay. I'm remembering. You're completely right. I don't know what I'm fucking yapping about. So I guess what I want to test it on is it's just the research outpost. I guess I would want to test it on the monolith as well, just in case it does have 60 demo force, which I kind of doubt. But mostly I want to test it out on the research outpost, just to see if it has that 50 demo force, because it really might. Okay, let's call a resupply here. And do some sniping. That subsonic bullet velocity does hurt a little bit. Those guys got it handled over there. Okay, and then after this, we should be done. Cool. And bing, bang, boom. Our good friend Samuel. Oh, I didn't know you could climb up there. That's cool. Thank you for letting me know that, Prestige Worldwide. That's a fun little technique. I guess you can't, like, get back down there if you're solo to actually finish the objective, but that could be a fun little thing to do in the future. There's so many fun little things to figure out about this game. That's something that stayed consistent throughout all the difficulties and the troubles, but... Monolith needs 60 demo. Okay. I've seen it used against the Monolith. By it, do you mean the Hell Bomb backpack, or do you mean the Flame FRV? Because I have used the Hell Bomb against the Monolith before. It is the Flame FRV, which I'm not sure about. Update to stimming and reloading. Everything is just nice extra. Yeah, the quality of life is so important, and people just do not take it seriously enough. Okay. And see, that's why we land on extract, because now we have all these nice juicy supplies to get going. Oh wait, I got the thumb of approval emote finally, so now I can LARP. And it's so much work they put into that to actually have it work with all the weapons. It's kind of funny. Weird priority, but I don't mind something fun like that. Okay. Now we're starting to spawn, like, at least a couple enemies, which, better late than never. Crisper and Railgun don't work with the emo. Yeah, I figured they would probably miss a couple. Weird that they missed the Railgun. I feel like the Railgun is, like... I guess it's a lot less iconic than it used to be, and maybe Arrowhead still has personal beef against it, but... Still a weird thing to not have. Crisper, yeah, I can see Arrowhead just totally forgetting the Crisper even exists, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Double autocannon on the team feels pretty nice, and HMG. God damn, I did not realize we had a mini nuke. Glad we remembered how to... Glad we actually remembered to use it, because God knows I would have forgotten. Okay, and... Let's go throw out some strafing runs, got some gas, fuck it, why not? Harvester bully sash, yeah, if there is one thing the autocannon is exceptionally good at, it is bullying harvesters. Which is pretty valuable, honestly. Harvesters do deserve to be bullied at least a little bit. Oh yeah, I want to see, before we leave, don't get on the shuttle yet. Don't get on shuttle immediately. Testing. Flame FRB quick. Alright, let's see, is it shooting the tank? We might die for this, but that's a price I'm willing to pay. Okay, shooting the tank directly does not seem to do much. Okay, that is good to know. And I am out. Oh, it's got fucking medium armor. That should blow it up. Okay, it does seem to be the size of the tank. Okay, we can go. Ow. Yeah, we can just leave now. Didn't mean to rush people, but I did want to do more testing, and I don't have that much more time left. I think I have like 2 or 3 more games. GG. Nuke nursery explosion? I see it. It does look 500 kg nuke nursery, about that size. So if I had to guess, it would be 50 demo force, but it doesn't seem like shooting the tank makes a difference. At least it doesn't seem to blow it up faster. me just survive the beam. I'm just built different. No, it's probably, if you have extra padding, you're actually very tanky. And the, what do you call it? The beam doesn't do that much damage unless it's on you for like a couple seconds. So I guess it's not even a couple seconds. It's got to be on you for like half a second. And there it was like 1/10 of a second. Oh yeah, I died a couple stupid ways. I wasn't really tryharding that way. That mission, I wasn't playing very well. Drive into a jammer with a flame FRV. See, we don't have we can't bring it to jammers yet. I would absolutely test this against a jammer, because if it can't do this, that'd be sick. But seemingly, maybe not. We'll see. Okay, let's do one more with this squad. And wow, yeah, lowest kills on the team. Absolutely washed. Go is washed. Yeah, I'm gonna accept more people. Well, they're here, but we will do one more with this team and then 2 more with another team, and then I think that will be it for me. So, if the objective always shows up on the map, let's go find it. Okay, there's one right here on Free Colony. Awesome. You can activate backpacks from vehicles now, by the way. Hell Bomb and Warp Pack included. That's huge. That's really cool. Okay. Maybe there's something here. Maybe there's something here. It's gonna lose to the supply car? Yeah, 100%. The supply car is like, it's crazy. It's so good. And it's like really fun and cool. I love that thing. Cannot place it enough. Okay, so I feel like this is pretty easy in teams, so maybe I'll be a little bit more memey with my loadout. Let's Belfight Grenade Launcher. It's actually not that bad against this faction. Is there anything else I really want to experience or use? What mission is this? I don't need anything special. Let's do this. You know what? I haven't used one of these bad boys in a while. HMG emplacement, even though they've been like nerfed and have not recovered. Free Colony, yeah. When can we switch weapon mode from FRV? Yeah, that's... I think you can if you're leaning out, but you can't when you're in. Or at least you can if you have the hotkey set up, because I do with the autocannon all the time, but only when I'm leaning out. Warping out from an FRV in imminent danger, especially if it's an FRV that's about to explode with a 500 kilo bomb. That's some aura. VFGL got a bit of a glow up. The extra ammo helped it a little bit, but it's still like not a real support weapon. Well, it's not a competitive support weapon. I think you're literally always better off picking the autocannon. But it's fun to shoot, so let's bring it. Can't switch seats with keybinds? Really? Oh, that's tough. Damn. I guess you don't have that many buttons. I don't know. I can't play shooters with controllers anymore. I don't think I play a shooter with a controller in like a decade, probably. Only platformers and fighting games. Okay, so please don't blow up. Research outpost. Gonna test my FRV. Boom. And then that should determine, at least if it is a 50 demo force, which I would be absolutely shocked if it was not. Okay, crank that RPM up. Everything else is for little babies. Really, I believe that about every with variable RPM. Only the highest one matters. I know it's stupid, but hey, you know. Playing with viewers, yes, I am big. We are going to swap squads next after this match, and after that we will probably adjourn. I'm still a little bit tired. I've been trying to fix my sleep schedule because it's been pretty bad recently, and it's a very crippling when you don't sleep, as I'm sure many of you know. Okay, I'll let the boys deal with that while I go and deal with some bullshit over here, and by bullshit I mean testing. Okay. Gonna test Emancipator on bots. Yeah, good luck. The mechs, I think, they're definitely not better than they were before all the durable fiasco. I think they might even be worse. It's a little hard to tell because they were pretty bad already. Okay, now Incinerator FRV. Now let's park that bad boy right there. I think the triple thermite is going to blast it without moving it at all, so we get to see the full power of the Incinerator FRV, but it's got to not roll down the hill. I think if I put it in somebody told me if I leave it in neutral, it like kind of parks, so we'll see. Thermite, thermite, thermite. Is that gonna do anything for me? I should back up. Oh! Sorry, that was an awful noise. But that's cool. That does do 50. So you can use that against fucking... You can use this against stratagem jammers. You could absolutely drive into a stratagem jammer and just absolutely fucking go hog wild. Now, of course, if you're low on ammo, it seems like maybe not. Maybe it's a full tank is necessary. That's good to know. That's cool. That gives me hope. These FRVs seem like they were made with fun in mind instead of grunt fantasy balance in mind, and that's a good sign. Maybe it is to appease us, but it might not last forever. Yeah, that was a neuron activation sound. My neurons were activated by that. I feel like that's a really... Like, I know we joke about, like, don't tell Arrowhead it's OP, but that's actually not OP at all, because you only get one every, like, what, 10 minutes? So, you know, it's, you're taking a pretty big sacrifice. You're paying a pretty big cost to accomplish that. So I think, honestly, it really is not overpowered in the slightest. Yeah, this one always, gets people. There we go. No, the monolith is 60 demo force, isn't it? We'll need to test the monolith as well. But this is a monolith mission. Awesome, so we will be able to. Which is good news. Oh, wait, the BFGL is actually good against flesh mobs, so this was not a terrible pick. It's still not a great support weapon, but hey, you know. Make do with what you got. Helpa, I feel like if removing the stratagem... Okay. The stratagem chamber being removed... Ow. What the fuck did I just see damage from? Removing the stratagem chamber with the ultimatum was too much, right? Because the ultimatum had no cost. It was pretty much free to shoot one of those guys, right? But removing it with a 10-minute cooldown stratagem, I think is super reasonable, actually. Especially because it's like a lot of bad things can happen to that stratagem before you even like reach it. So I think that's pretty reasonable. Tragic, it can't one-tap hunters. Yeah, there's a lot of things it really should be able to one-tap, but it can't. Like, I think it can't even one-tap bot troopers all that consistently, unfortunately. Which is a little bit of a shame. Hellbomb has 60 demo force, I think somebody said earlier. Okay. This is a really easy layout now. Even when you're solo, this is not that big of a deal. What eagle is that? Straight around, okay. I always get a little scared when people use strafing runs close to me because I don't always know it's a strafing run. I kind of wish it got its own unique voice line, like using a strafing run, because I feel like it's a really safe eagle to use close to your team on like literally every other eagle. I guess except rocket pods are also pretty safe, but they're also enemies are also safe from the rocket pods, even still. BFGL is shooting Nerf balls. It's shooting like those little firecrackers you throw on the ground and they pop. That's what it feels like. Gunship fabricators? Probably not. But we can't take this off a squid planet, so we can't test it against the bots. We can only test it against the squids right now. Expendable grenade launcher? Dude, I would fuck with the expendable version of any weapon. Expendable grenade launcher or expendable autocannon especially would be really cracked. Specifically because I feel like the buckle tax is so annoying to pay, and an expendable version of a anti-buckle weapon would make that a lot less painful. Where does that come from? I'm scared of this machine gun sentry, as I should be. Please be kind to me. I'm a little scared of him, but that's healthy. You want fear of sentries. It's called survival technique. Okay, where is squid drop? Not here. Let's test the, if anybody has, okay, let's stabilize a little bit first. Yeah, if somebody's calling in the answer FRV, let's test FRV against monolith. Okay. Let's not use any flamethrower ammo. I'm just gonna drive it straight up to the monolith, and then let's see. Maybe driving through the crater war zone is a bad idea. This is going to be a suicide mission A4. When you hear this message in the next 4 seconds, I hope you have not changed your mind, because we are not surviving this one. Yeah, this is gonna be some Mad Max bullshit we're gonna do right here. That ramp feels like it. Well, it wasn't the most elegant jump, but let's thermite this bitch up and just run and hope for the best. Okay. Thank you for that. Nah, it doesn't have the demo force. Okay. I mean, I figured, but it's good to confirm. So it's got 50 demo force confirmed. Ow. Okay. Ooh. And you also cannot bully harvesters with the guy, the BFGL. I think a BFGL and a cremator are pretty decent together, because well, I have the cremators doing all the heavy lifting, if I'm being honest, but at least they damage the health pool directly, both of them, so they contribute to the death of the enemy in this synergistic way. But now we actually need to do this objective the real way, aka the boring way. I'm actually really low on ammo. If only we had a supply FRV. I really don't want to shoot you. There we go. And then we'll do this. Yeah. Thank you for asking. But it doesn't work. Unfortunately, it was a good to try. Alright, what's up, Cactus? Welcome. We are doing viewer games next, well, we're doing viewer games right now, but we're gonna swap out the pool next game. So if you want to hop in on that, we'll I'll try and get members on it first, because I want to thank you guys. The first one we just got whoever came on first, because I just don't even wanted to figure out how the system worked in the first place. Ballsack 10,000 is so true. Okay. Oh, that does work. Probably didn't need to throw a gas strike on that, considering I have the guy, the BFGL, to use immediately on it anyway. 9:25 p.m. and tired as hell. Rip. Understandable though. I will be doing more viewer games. These are pretty fun, just to like mess around in a more relaxed way and test things as well. We found some interesting things today, like the missile pods are still bad. That's not so interesting, but the FRV the Flame FRV specifically blows up with 50 Demo Force, so you can take out Stratagem Jammers with it. If the tank is full, it seems like the tank being empty makes it explode not nearly as much, which makes sense. But honestly, if you're taking this thing out on the bots, the Flamethrower is not what you're bringing it out for. It's going to be the 50 Demo Force, right? It's not too useful on the squids, unfortunately, because the only thing you want to blow up with Demo Force really is the Monolith. Oh, ran out of ammo right before he died. Is the Monolith, and you know, the Monolith, it's got 16. Anti-tank cannon on the back of the FRV and give us maps. We can get air shots. That'd be sick. I feel like there's so much you could do with like weapon customization for mechs and the FRV. But I guess you can't sell that in a Warbot as easily. That's like the real reason, by the way, that they scrapped the ammo system. It's not that it was too hard to balance, it's that you can't sell ammo as effectively as you can sell a new gun. People don't get excited for new ammos, they get excited for new weapons, even if the new weapon is essentially just a new ammo type. It's cynical of me to say, but this isn't even like that much of a condemnation. It's like, I understand you need to make your money, like game dev is not free, you have a lot of salaries to pay. But at the same time, have you considered the fact that if you just made your game good and did the things that people liked, more people would play and more people would buy Warbots? But FRV variants, as of today, Cactus, as of today, they added 2, and we're using one today. That is the Flame FRV, which has a Cremator on the back, and I think more armor, and also has a big death explosion that's pretty much just a 500 kg, which is really cool because you can use it against Stratagem Jammers, even though we can't use it against the bots here. We can only use it against the Mindless Masses, aka the subreddits. Sorry, yeah, I had to get the cheap shot in there. And they also added a Supply FRV, which is awesome. I actually made a video on the Supply FRV already because it's like probably my favorite stratagem they've added in a while. It's so interesting compared to everything else. And the supply economy has been a huge problem for honestly quite a while, I think. But especially since the bot accuracy buffs recently and the squid accuracy buffs, you just get stim taxed so heavily that you, and the bugs of course just like spawn infinite bugs, so you run out of ammo and they do a ton of damage, so you gotta stim all the time. So running out of supplies is a huge problem, and more ways to get supplies is a good thing. Test the explosion demo force if it's lower, if the tank is empty. Yeah, I probably should do that. We could do that with the next crew. Run around with it and just see how it goes. Alright, fuck it, we're putting smoke in here. But whatever we find, we find. Okay, we got supplies here. Unless we find a mini nuke, of course, but if we don't, we don't. We don't really need it, we already did the monolith. Monolith that gives you FRV, that gives you SC. Did I say that? I'm sorry, I think I'm starting to wilt a little bit. No, it gives you supplies. So it's got like a supply dispenser with 8 packs of supplies in the back, and an automatic mini turret, which is not super powerful because it's pretty much the exact same one as the one on the resupply pod, but it's still pretty cool that there's a turret that fires automatically while you drive with no gunner, and it can also be reloaded with the supplies, so it's pretty fun. Okay. Keep finding new problems and things you didn't even know were problems to Google it. You gotta be a little careful with the Googling symptoms, because like WebMD will tell you you have cancer if you have a headache, you know, but you still definitely don't want to be ignoring things. I'm definitely not good about that. I'm just like, hey, you know what? If it goes away, it wasn't even a problem in the first place. Definitely not the best way to be. You wonder if they were making an FRV Warbone and they put that... Yeah, I think they were. I think it's, I think they really thought they could get away with never doing another free Warbone or free stratagem ever again. That's what I think. I think the Arrowhead mentality was like, okay, we're gonna use like our unfinished assets from development, put them in free Warbones, and then once we run out of free assets from development, we're just gonna stop doing it. And clearly they did not communicate that well, and even if they did, I don't think people liked it. So, especially considering what, there was supposed to be a war bond announced last week that would have released today. I don't know, the timing's a little suspicious. And that's the thing, it just keeps proving that, like, review bombs and bitching and whining, quote unquote, like, that's what works, and that's what Arrowhead listens to. And that's what leads to a better game, is the fucked up part. They've developed such an adversarial relationship with their community that the only way to get good changes is to make a big stink about it, which is only causing them problems and the community problems. I think it's probably driven a lot of people away, like just how toxic things have become. It's like bad, guys. I think it's like better. It's been better today than it's been for a while, but oh my god. Interacting with the Helldivers community was fucking miserable for the past like 2 months. That was like one of the reasons why I didn't do that many videos. It's just because just the comments you get and like the way people talk to each other about fucking things as trivial as like video game balance is crazy. Oh yeah, that's scary, Cactus. I hope you live in a place where the doctor is affordable, because God knows I don't, but if you do, you should get that checked out. Yeah, in-game it's fine. I have no problems in-game, but it's out-of-game, and what the fuck happened to him? Out-of-game I have no problem, or in-game I have no problem, but you know, obviously a lot of the interaction I do was out-of-game because content creator and all that nonsense, right? So that's like the bulk of the community I interact with, is that out-of-game. And it's also what people see who don't have the game, is the out-of-game community. They can't see the in-game community, they don't have the game, you know? So, I don't know. It's a topic that I do not have the mental bandwidth to discuss right now. Okay, let's evac and some classic ore farming. Thank you, A4. I always forget to do my ore farming and extract. Oh, that was a good stretch. Oh my god. That was such a good stretch. You guys might have heard that. My shoulder blades clicking. Okay. Awesome. So, thank you guys for joining. I'll type that out later. If you guys hear me, you guys are probably a little delayed, but thank you guys for hopping on. Good times. Thank you for playing along with my testing and just hanging out. It's fun. I do enjoy these viewer games. I plan on having more of these. Yeah, no problem, Prestige. And thank you so much, Chris. I do plan on making more Helldivers videos for at least for a while now that this patch is. If I keep having fun playing the game, and there's quite a few ideas I have for more videos. So you can expect to see more of those and maybe some more streams. But I do also plan on continuing to do Rogue Core, Dark Tide, and maybe some Far Far West as well. Far Far West, I'm not gonna lie, I burnt myself out a little bit trying to level up all the weapons. I think that was a mistake because it wasn't that fun to play with the under-leveled weapons. So I might stay a little bit away from it for a little bit. But I still do want to play it more. I do like Far Far West. It's just Dark Tide and Rogue Core kind of have my my attention more right now. Don't care anymore about HD2, yeah. Honestly, I think if I wasn't an HD2 content creator, yeah, I probably would be kind of tuned out as well, low-key. I probably wouldn't even have like looked at these patches or cared about them at all. But anyway, again, thank you guys for showing up. I still can't close the lobby. I feel bad kicking you guys, so I'm gonna ask you to after the hugs, of course. You can't, after you get your mandatory hug, you're allowed to leave. I think that's fair. Everybody gets a hug, and then you're allowed. There you go. Thank you for showing up, guys. Catch future streams. I will absolutely have you back. Just for testing, just for playing. Good time either way. Okay, but now, let us get the new code going. I think I'm only going to do one game. We'll see. Maybe two. We'll see. I'm wilting a little bit. So friend code. Feel free to add it right here, 386 or 3826-1102. Yeah, good night, Dysphoric. No, I'm not done yet. I'm gonna do one more one or two more games with viewers. I'm not sure for what though. I kind of don't want to play Mindless Masses again, even though I do want to play. Even though I do want to play. What do you call it? With the new FRVs. I guess that's the problem. Okay. Accept Pavaroso, Dark Renaissance, and Twidlow. Invite to squad. Invite to squad. I just added another person. Where is he? Is he offline? Twidlow. There you go. You're offline, Twidlow. So you gotta go online before I can add you. Busy lollygagging with mechs on bots. That's fine. We will do more of these. Ear infections are brutal, Cactus Man. I got one of them in high school as well, and that was like some of the most miserable I've ever been. Unfortunately. No, the Vox engine's not available yet, Crazy. It's just not... There's no cyborgs. Okay. I am waiting for one more person. There we go, Twidlow. And then we can go. I've not tested the Eagle rocket pods against the boss yet, so we can't test that against them, I think. What is a good bot planet? I really do like the lava biomes, except the fact that they're hot, so you're just so slow. So we can do a Karen Prime. And it's any old mission, honestly. Seize Industrial Complex, let's neutralize. I think this might be a worse try to see, but we got 4 people, we'll be fine. Done everything and just bullshitting. Yeah, I agree. I think the new FRVs, like, I get what they want to do with the, like, pick which one you want to get, but at the same time, I don't know, kind of, I would like to be playing on other factions. I don't like Mindless Masses that much. I should have crossplay, Dylan. I don't? I feel like some of the people that just joined me last game were on PlayStation. They had a little PlayStation icon next to their name. Or am I going crazy? Whatever. Well, I'll figure that out next time. Try warping out of the FRP. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. I kind of want to show you the Hell Bomb in the FRV, but hold on, let me get to a proper bot loadout. No, I want the Diligence. Let's use the pistol. Who doesn't like a good pistol? And buff Dynamite, actually. I mean, it's gonna be the same, just even better, which is well, fine by me. Do I want to do some FRV nonsense? No, not really. Do I want to do any other nonsense? No, not really. Let's just go with the good old shield. I think shield backpack. I think I do love me my AMR and Eagle Airstrike and a 120. See, everybody loves the 120 on the bots, but the 120 is great everywhere, guys. And of course, my good old extra padding armor. Any thoughts on the Wasp secondary fire mode? Is that the artillery mode? I haven't used it in a long time, but last I remember, it was pretty bad. It was pretty goddamn bad. I wish it had an unguided mode. I would straight up replace the artillery mode with just like a commando mode where you just point where you want the missile to go and it just goes straight there, no bullshit. Then I would use the Wasp way more often. But right now, I don't know. Planet Hotbox. When you can't see anything and need to be precise. Yeah, I've experienced that many times already. I have 1,000 hours in this game, trust me. Reluctant to take the rocket sentry. You used to take that all the time. Yeah, sentries, I mean, they got 100% health buff, you know? Like, maybe they're better against the boss now. Maybe that should have been something I tested, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if we do another game, I'll see how I feel about this one. I think I still don't have the streamer stamina of being able to yap for like 6 hours in a row. Because I'm only used to yapping for like, what, 40 minutes in a row? streaming, it's the hardest job on the planet. They don't tell you that in high school. There's like oil rig, coal miner, and then streamer. That's the ranking of the hardest jobs there are. Everybody knows that, you know, it's common knowledge. Turrets are untrustworthy. I feel the same way. Good morning, Hydra. It is pretty late here, unfortunately, which is why I am wilting a little. Actually, no, let's go do the jammer first. What am I doing? Just yap for... You're so right. What is 6 hours except just a bunch of 40 minutes in a row? You know, if you put it that way, really, that makes a lot of sense. Got some visionaries. Okay. We do have a Plasma Punisher Chad, who's going to be very helpful for crowd control. Oh my god, I miss you, Diligence. Oh, I miss headshotting bots. It feels so right. Despite everything, that is something that will always bring joy to my weary heart. Also, Dynamite will bring joy to my weary heart. God damn. God damn. Okay, maybe 4 Dynamites is still not enough. Holy Jesus, what is up with this amount of enemies? The bots, I forget the bots have hands now. Low-key, I'm okay with the bots having hands when it comes to just spamming a lot of shit. That's fun. I don't like the bots having hands when they ragdoll you for 20 trillion years. That's not fun. But a lot of enemies, that's what I want. No, we are jammed. We dealt with that really well for being jammed, actually. Okay, the stagger on the eruptor is gonna mess me up a little bit there, so I think he's got that. I'm gonna push in. Pistol, non-guided. I'm gonna get ragdolled by that, but I'm gonna get your ass first. Oh no, wait, I have the shield backpack. I don't have to deal with the bullshit of the bots. I can just tank the ragdoll. That's my problem with the current bots right now, is it feels like we're just back to the shield bubble meta. Because it feels so much better playing the shield, the bots with the shield bubble than it does without. Because you actually, like, have ragdoll resist. That makes a difference. And you don't get stim tax nearly as much. So it just, like, takes the 2 worst problem of the bots and, like, fixes them right up. Which is quite nice. I can do some sniping Overwatch if I don't miss all my shots. Oh, thank you. How do I thank people again? There we go. I was using a fucking Dark Tide weapon buttons. And we do this, and then we do this. Let's do clockwise. Starting at my mark. It's gonna be a little late, but we'll get there eventually. Here we go. Yeah, as long as it's not War Strider spam. I'm fine with spamming a bunch of enemies, but they gotta be fun enemies, you know? And Berserkers, they're not that fun. They're okay. They're not, like, CBT bad, but they're not my favorite either. War Striders, CBT bad, and they are absolutely the devil incarnate. Okay, that should sort that out pretty well, I think. And now we can move on to this next one. Got all off 120. I have faith in 120, probably. Ballistic shield? Yeah, see, if the ballistic shield helped with ragdoll, absolutely. I would rock that. Do I have a favorite faction? I mean, my heart says the bots, but the bots have been so fucking annoying since Cyberstand with how much they ragdoll you, that it might unironically be the squid. No, it's still the bots. Even with all that bullshit, I still like them a lot. They're such a cool faction. They have so much aura, so much good design. Thank you, Shield Backpack. Oh, this is a War Strider scene. Okay. Well, if you're gonna just be a silly goose. There we go. And we don't have to deal with that. We can just sleep. Yeah, it's gotta be the bots. Ooh, I sense the opportunity to get some long shots in. I think I got one of them. I don't know if I got both of them. Definitely only got one of them, and then I think somebody else got the other one, probably. Okay, Okay, I do want to flank that so I have more time to actually shoot it in the ass. Well, so much aura jumps into mind. I said the bots have aura. I don't have any aura. The bots have it all. Alright, let's get you. I am not a consistent aura farmer, unfortunately. My fields, my crops of aura are withered. Withered and desiccated. That's what happens when you don't aura farm enough. Okay, you, I think, a pistol. God, I love the pistol, unless I'm bad. No, I still love the pistol even when I am bad. It's not the pistol's fault. Okay, and that should be that. Man, I still play like a solo player even when I'm playing teams. It's kind of bad. Maybe I should play teams more often. But that's just like my instinct. Well, maybe instincts is a bit of a extra way of saying that, but my my muscle memory kicks in, rather. Oh, there's a disable automaton defenses objective right there. That's fortuitous. Dare I say auspicious. Okay, about making precision shots where I can't fucking see anything. That kind of feels like what's happening right now. Game doesn't enforce co-op so much. No, I think it actively punishes co-op, which, because of how host bugs and like patrols and all those things work, I think like actively you're encouraged to split up, and you can make the Bastion like unusable by a solo player all you want. That's not going to fix co-op. You got to fix the host bugs. I don't know if that's hard. I know it takes a lot of work, but that's just kind of, that's the breaks. Sometimes the right thing is hard. It just takes a lot of work, you know? I know, I'm also a very lazy person, but at the same time, I feel like if I made $1 billion from what I did, I would be a little... I mean, I know not all that money went to individual developers at Arrowhead, but if I made as much money as they did, I think I would maybe be a little bit more... a little less lazy. Fortress is empty? Yeah, because it's the host bug. None of the enemies are spawning because I'm all the way over here, and you guys are... Like, you guys are playing well. You guys are doing the right thing. That's what's crazy, is the game pushes you to avoid the fights. That's just not good. I've wanted to make a video on that forever, and I just felt like it wasn't worth... Honestly, wasn't worth my time. Because, you know, Arrowhead wouldn't listen, but... If they start actively, like, proving that, hey, we are listening, then maybe I would. Because I really do think I have ideas on how we could totally fix that system. By, having each individual person have their own reinforcement wave, so that wherever you are, you could get a reinforcement called on top of you. You know, and when players are together, then the reinforcement waves get merged, so you don't have to, like, you can actually all fight together if you do want to, but if you split up, you still have enemies and you're not bored. I think that would be probably the best way to go about it. Okay, let's do this objective, and then we'll be done. Yeah, I am beginning to well again a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. We might not have a... I don't have a second game in me. But don't worry. Well, I'll do more viewer games in the future. As long as Helldivers 2 is fun to play, or as long as I am having personally a good time, I will continue streaming it. But I will also be streaming Darktide and Rogue Core as well, of course. Darktide I still really like want to get good at. Preferably like post-haste, so I can actually make like useful Skitarii build guides when Skitarii comes out, because right now I'm kind of... I mean, like, I can do Auric Maelstroms and stuff like that, but I definitely can't carry, right? Make more objectives, need 2 people? No, because then that fucks over true solo, like, players like myself. I do not want that, because I like playing solo. And making it so that you can't play solo by making objectives, like, need 2 people would not be a good way of doing that. I think really the only, like, viable solution that would actually make everyone happy is just change how the reinforcement system works, so that each player gets their own reinforcement. Because the way the reinforcement system works, they just ported I called it Darktide, the Helldivers 1 system over, right? But in the Helldivers 1, if you guys have ever played it, you guys legitimately cannot leave each other's presence ever. You are glued at the hip, more or less. So that's why it works there, because you only need one reinforcement wave since everybody's already together. But here, that doesn't work because everybody like naturally spreads apart. So, I don't know. That's like the main thing they could that's the main thing they really could fix. Didn't AH admit they tricked us into buying HD2 by falsely advertising it as a co-op shooter with overpowered weapons? I don't think that's exactly what they said. I think, for once, this is going to be a Glazer talking point, so I'm sorry in advance. I think actually people took that a little bit the wrong way out of context. I think that was a pile set saying we wanted to trick people into playing like a more milsim game. And that, I don't know. I do think a lot of the milsim elements in Helldivers 2 do make it a little bit better. Like the attention to detail and how all weapons have like their like bullets modeled and come out of the guns, and how every enemy has like armor levels and there's armor penetrations and ricochets, and a lot of these things like do make the experience better. So I think that's what he meant. But then of course a lot of those things make the experience worse. And unfortunately I think that's also what he meant. So I don't know. I think milsim has got to end where it starts impeding on like the gameplay experience. If it makes playing the game more interesting and more fun, it's good. If it doesn't, then it's gotta go. But I don't know, like the dialogue. What am I getting blasted by? Oh, there's a fucking factory strike over there. God damn. And now I'm in the pit of doom and despair. T4, I hope you hear this by the time the eagle comes in, but I'm very sorry if that hits you. Man, remember the days where the eagle airstrike could one-tap a factory strider if you got the angle right? Ah, good times. It really could. If you hit all of the, like, nearly all the bombs, it could really consistently one-shot them. They have a weird obsession with the idea of HD2 being a milsim. They do. I think Arrowhead has more of a weird obsession with the idea of Helldivers 2 being hardcore. It's the thing. I think they really, really want their game to be, like, extremely difficult. And I think they just have not accomplished that. Unfortunately. There is a, I'm fucking using my Dark-Tide keybinds instead of, my, Helldivers keybinds. It's been so long. Okay, this is, a lot of fellers. I think when there's a lot of fellers, you call in a lot of stratagems. That usually seems to get you a good... my frame rate, goodbye. I'm sorry, I cannot save your rocket sentry. I'm lagging too hard to actually hit my fucking shots. Maybe too many stratagems. I think we flew too close to the sun with that one. But 2 mechs? No, we can't have 2 mechs. That would break the game forever. It would instantly crash if it's like one player could bring 2 mechs, you know? Pop that guy. Man, patch 6.2 was such a fucking disaster, but this change where the War Strider hip is now medium pen was so good in such a sea of dog shit garbage. And it's like upsetting to me a little bit that literally nobody cares about that change. Well, maybe not literally nobody, but that change was so easily forgotten compared to all the other garbage in the patch. Maybe that's the story of Helldivers in a nutshell. It's like, yeah, one really great thing just drowned in an ocean of bullshit so that people forget about the good thing and just get mad about the bad thing. I think that could define the Helldivers 2 development cycle pretty perfectly. Okay. Does that? Nope. Almost. I believe in the dynamite. Oh, that was a good throw, T4. God damn. Perfect. This is the pit of doom and despair. I would like to avoid the pit. And then we do this. AMR enjoyer, big fan. I think the AMR, like, straight up is one of the bot front goats right now. I think it might be the best bot front weapon. If you're confident in your aim, which I'm so okay with, the bot front just being like the precision weapon front. That is really cool. I don't mind that in the slightest. The AMR is like a monster on bots right now. But it's a monster that requires like skill expressions. So like, it's just, that's the thing. That's what I want to aim for, is make things powerful if you use them right. That's it. That's literally all you need. And then the game balances in a good place. Don't make it piss easy like the orbital napalm barrage. I'm sorry if you're still in the chat, orbital napalm barrage. I beef with you a lot. Don't make it like brainless to use. But as long as you're like using your skill expression well and you know how to use the weapon, then you should be getting rewarded for it, you know? That should not be rocket science. I still like have my scripts for all the weapon reworks I want to work on. The support weapon one, I never finished that one, but the primary weapon one I did finish. So I don't know. Again, if I have like a credible reason to believe Arrowhead will actually fucking start listening, be gone, light blinding my eyes. If I actually have a credible reason to think that Arrowhead will listen to what I have to say, then I would absolutely like turn all those scripts into videos. Because I do enjoy like those yapping videos, and they usually do pretty well. So there's no reason for me not to do them, aside from the fact, again, that Arrowhead will not listen. Still think the RR is better? I don't know, because the RR is really good, but at the same time, it doesn't let you take the shield backpack, and I think the shield backpack is so important on the bots right now. Because they just... The shield backpack solves every problem on this front that otherwise is unsolvable. And that's going to be, you know, stim tax and ragdoll. And insta-kills. Those are the three big problems on the bot front. The shield backpack solves all of them. So in a weird way, in attempting to avoid the meta, the railgun shield pack meta, we are back to the railgun shield pack meta, except instead of the railgun, now it's the AMR, and now instead of the breaker, I mean, you can take a lot of things, actually. I think primary balance on the bots is not terrible. Praying for ONB nerf, even though it'll never happen, yeah. It's unfortunate. I don't know. I think the way to handle the ONB is not to nerf it directly, it's to change how bugs spawn. If they didn't spawn as clustered and as easy of targets as they do, I think the ONB would naturally be way less overpowered, excuse me. And that would, like, fix the problem without, like, stepping on any toes, I don't think. I think people like the ONB would still like it because they like big boom, big fire. That's why people use it. So instead of ruining that, we could just make it so that the game itself doesn't reward you for it as hard, as ridiculously hard as it does. Love listening to me yap, not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm glad you do. I'm surprised that people like listening to me yap, but it's good. Because, like, I yap to myself all the time, and it's like, hey, if people like it, I'll turn on a recording and yap, you know? It seems like a mutually beneficial arrangement. I still remember, this is the funniest comment I ever got, and the one that, like, made, well, maybe not the funniest, but one of the most memorable comments I ever got that made me want to keep doing YouTube. I'm gonna paraphrase it, but it was pretty much like, this guy never shuts the fuck up, he's perfect. And I was like, I've been told that this guy never shuts the fuck up multiple times in the past. I've never been told that it was perfect, though. So that's how I knew I found something that I think suited me pretty decently. At least something that I could do, like, and enjoy without, like, needing to... just being able to tap into my natural skill to never shut the fuck up. I told my friends about that, right? That's like how I knew that I enjoyed, like, the YouTube channel, like my RL friends. They all thought that was really funny. They did not disagree with the fact that I never shut the fuck up, though, of course. I love bait switch comments like that. Yeah, I do enjoy comments. Y'all are some funny fucking people. It's like kind of, I don't say it's like surprising, but you always hear like YouTube comments or like an evil cesspit of the worst of humanity, and it's like, okay, a little bit sometimes. I mean, I just like get rid of those guys, right? You just send them to the re-education camps on Super Earth, of course. But it's like, there's a lot of funny motherfuckers in this community, which I do appreciate. Instagram comments? Oh yeah, Instagram, I have heard it called the racism app, and from what I've seen, yeah, that is accurate. There's a lot of whack stuff going on there. Helldivers community is funny in general. Maybe the community, not the Reddits. The Reddits are pretty fucking, I mean, it's Reddit. All Reddit is bad. Okay, that's not true. I think subreddits for like really small niche games can be pretty sick. But as soon as you get to like a couple 100,000 people, inevitably they become like the 9th circle of hell. Honestly, I think the Helldivers subreddits have become like the 10th circle of hell. Like they're horrendous. Do not interact with them if you value your sanity or mental health. I check them sometimes because I feel like kind of obligated to stay plugged in, and I also hate using the Discord, TBH. I hate both Reddit and Discord, and it seems to be that's the only way Arrowhead communicates at all, is both of those things. Sucks for me, but what can you do? That's a snipe at his gun. But it's a cesspool. Avoid it as much as you can. Honestly, there's a lot of bullshit going on this way. A little too much to be able to actually parse what the fuck is going on. Reddit saves your ass from these niche ass shit. Yeah, that is something I will absolutely give to Reddit over Discord. Is that because Reddit is like a public forum instead of private Discords, you could just find the solution to your fucking specific ass tech problem in a thread that's like 9 years old, and it's still there, and you just do the solution, and it's easy. But now with fucking Discord, oh, you wanna troubleshoot this problem? Okay, now you gotta join the fucking troubleshooting Discord and go ask somebody, because the search engine fucking sucks ass on Discord, you know? That's like my biggest beef with Discord. I mean, maybe my biggest beef with Discord is like all the vile shit that happens on Discord that thankfully I'm not exposed to, but I am aware of. But my second biggest beef is what it's done to fucking troubleshooting community. Oh, God. I'm so sad there's Reddit and 4chan users that live among us. Well, I have good news for you, sad lad. They don't live among you. They stay in their rooms on Reddit and 4chan. So if you go outside, you don't have to deal with them. That's the beauty of life. That's the little pleasures, you know? But if you are on the internet, you gotta deal with them. Alright, so if you guys are in the chat, my gamers, thank you for showing up. I'm sorry, I'm crashing really hard. I think I gotta maybe eat something and go to bed, because, man, my sleep schedule's so fucked. But thank you for showing up. Good time. That was a fun match, honestly. I had a really good time playing that. Just because AMR Shield Bubble's already really fun, but I like playing the bots, and that was a good hectic match, so thank you for showing up, guys, and thank you to everybody in the chat. This was a good stream. I'm glad to see there's still a good amount of people with interest in Helldivers 2. Because, I mean, like my other streams, like when I did Rogue Core and stuff, like this is the biggest one I've had so far. But that makes sense. Helldivers 2 content creator, first and foremost. So a lot of people, that's what I want to see, right? And I'm glad I'm able to actually do it and have a good time instead of forcing myself to do it. So thank you everybody for showing up. We'll be streaming Rogue Core sometime in the next 2 days, and probably Dark Tide on Sunday. And we will continue playing. I'll probably do some more videos on Helldivers soon in the next couple days as well. But anyway, again, thank you guys for showing up. Had a good time. We'll be streaming again in the future. These are always pretty fun. I do enjoy the streams. But now let's thank you guys. Showing up and take care. Don't worry, there will be plenty more. I stream regularly, 2 p.m. on Sundays, 2 to 3 p.m. on Sundays, and maybe around like 6:30 to 7:30 on Tuesdays. All right, well, catch you guys later.